Good morning, everyone. Very warm welcome to AngentiX, the AI meter by CSQA. My name is Dwani Nisaki. I'm a part of Product Squads and I'm a host today. In Product Squads, I'm working and learning in the space of AI-driven QA automation. And it's honestly a privilege and opportunity for me here. So I can host you all today and being a part of this amazing community gathering. It's wonderful to see such an amazing audience present over here. Thank you everyone, first of all, for spending your Saturday morning with us. Before we begin, I would like to extend a special thank you to our gracious host, AngentiX, for supporting the CSQA community and making this meetup possible. Communities like ours grow because organizations believe in learning, sharing knowledge, and pushing technology forward. So let's give a big round of applause. And next thing, before we dive into our wonderful expert sessions, it would be only fair to hear more about the organization that has opened its door for us to host such a beautiful event. So I'd like to welcome Mrs. Ayushi on the stage to say a few words and enlighten more about how AngentiX works. Please, Ayushi.
Thank you, Dani. So yeah, good morning, everyone. A really warm welcome to all of you. It's wonderful to see so many QA engineers, automation experts, and the testing professionals gathered here. So today, from the different organizations, just for AngentiX, an AI meetup for the QA professionals. So on behalf of families, I'm delighted to have you all of here. So before we begin the sessions, let me take a moment to briefly introduce our organization. So AngentiX, founded in 2004 in Dallas, AngentiX has grown into the leading innovators in the data, cloud, and AI space. We achieve our vision of enabling intelligent enterprises by solving the complex business challenges through AI-ready platforms, specialized escalators, and agentic intelligence. Today, we have a global team of over 1,000 professionals across the US and India, with offices in Dallas, Ahmedabad, and Hyderabad. We are proudly serving several Fortune 500 clients, and this is focused on escalators lead delivery models, so which uses the pre-built industry assets to help the clients achieve the results 100% to 60% faster. So with the deep expertise in sectors like retail, jobs, and Google Clouds. We continue to help the organizations drive meaningful outcomes from revenue growth and cost optimizations to better the customer experience. We are also proudly to share that in 2025, AngentiX were recognized as a great place to work, reflecting our strong cultures and commitment to our people. So now coming back to today's event, AngentiX, it's all about bringing together the QA community to learn, share knowledge, and explore how artificial intelligence is transforming the software industry. I know AI is rapidly changing how we design the test cases, automate our testing, analyze the data, and improve the product quality. We have some amazing speakers lined up today who will share their experience and insights on the AI-powered testing, modern QA practices, and the future of automations. We also encourage everyone to please actively participate in the discussions, ask the questions, and take the opportunity to build up the networks with your fellow QA professionals during the break sessions. So with that, let's get started and bring out the first sessions. I would like to call Dhwani on stage for the further.
On such divine community called as CSQA. To reflect on the journey and the vision of CSQA, we are fortunate to have with us the founder of CSQA, a lead in QA automation and AI-driven and quality engineering, and also the part of Product Squad's leadership team. Please help me in welcoming Mr. Sailesh Gohil to share a few words about CSQA.
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? So, how are you all? How many of you come for the first time for CSQA event? First time? Okay, good. So CSQA, just now somebody tried to ask me what is CSQA. So it's a software, it's a community of software QA professionals. It's very simple, but we don't want to just have a long name. We just call it CSQA. Why CSQA? Sometimes people ask me, right? So can you go next? Right. So it's a collaboration platform for everyone. Every QA professional in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, or India, or anywhere in the world. We are focusing more on Ahmedabad-based people because we want to do more offline events and all. Why we need a collaboration platform? You all are QA professional, you are working in some company. You have a team of 5 people, 10 people, 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people if you are working in some big companies, big MNCs. And you have people to collaborate with you in terms of learning, sharing. If you want to learn something, there are people who can teach you. If you want to teach something, there are people who you can mentor. But there is a limit of 5 people or 10 people. I have 35 people in my team, in my company. So they have a limit of this all collaboration, learning, everything will be within this 35 people. If you want to go beyond that, if you want to go limitless, then there are communities. We are not the only community in Ahmedabad or anywhere, but we are one of them. And why people form the community is because they want to create that culture of collaboration, right? That's fabric of any community, and that's something we are also following. And that is why we started the CSQA for QA professionals. And 8 times everybody will, when we also revolving, everybody is talking about AI, we are also talking about AI. Everybody is moving towards that. From QA engineer, people are becoming AI engineers. From software engineers, backend engineers, front end engineers, everybody is moving towards AI engineers, and we are also doing the tech. So I'm not sure how many of you have observed that this time it's not the QA meetup, it's AI meetup in everywhere, right? Wherever we go market, it says the AI meetup. That is what we want to do. And that is what even I want to do that in next 6 to 9 months, I want every one of you start talking, start learning, start implementing AI through this community, if not anything anywhere else, then at least from that you can get that. And that is what we want to do it. We want to foster the next generation AI engineers, AI QA engineers, AI automation engineers, whatever name you want to give, right? But that's something we want to build. To do that. We want to build the future ready QA community, which is so much into the AI. And that is why this community is there. Couple of you are almost part of the some WhatsApp group and other things. If you are not, there is a QR code. You can just scan through that. You'll get the different links. We have our YouTube channel. We have our Instagram page. We have our Twitter handle, and we have a WhatsApp group. You can be part of one of that or all of them. I would recommend all of that, obviously. So that way you get connected with the community. We are doing the events in some frequency, but we are connected through those other channels regularly. We do lots of good discussions and all, so please be part of that. That is my request to you, all of you. All right. Can you go, please? Okay. That's the timeline. People who are connected with CSQA know these things. I would like to reiterate that. So in 2019, it was the first QA meetup. In Ahmedabad, there was not meetups and everything happened specifically for QA. So in 2019, we have done the first meetup. Unfortunately, that meetup was also in the AngentiX, not here, but in the all building. We were sitting in the another building that time. So a couple of people like I or Rishil or some people, everybody were there. And that is the first meetup we have done. 40, 50 people came. We were not, there was not like even like a good format or anything. There were like two people came and they speak on something, and then it's more about the networking, meeting people and all. But that is the start of this whole the community and the CSQ and everything. And it was maybe in like 2019 December, etc. After 2-3 months, we have planned another meetup, more organized, more structured, and it was in March. I remember it very well. It was just right behind the COVID lockdown happened and all. Even we were not sure that whether we need to do that or not. But then we decided that we got the registration, good number of registration, we have planned everything, let's do it. I remember that we went there with like some bottles of sanitizer with us so people can use it and maintain some distance, and we have done it. 120 people have joined that time. And just right after that, maybe 8 or 10 days after that particular event, the lockdown happened and everybody was working from home. But that is something, one of the successful meetup that actually gave us a confidence that we can continue doing that. And from 2021 onwards, we have started very structured events with very frequently. So between 2021 to 2023, we have done so many things. We have done many meetups, we have done many workshops. We've also invited some of the experts like Sanjay Kumar, he is the creator of Selectors of. He came and gave us the experimentation. There was expectation on security testing, etc. In 2023, we have done two major events, right? So RTP, couple of you were there, it's a test party from Navin Automation Lab, Navin Mundita, Mukesh Otwani, and Sanjay Kumar. They do this RTP, there is London fabric. They do it in like various cities. They are doing by their own. But in Ahmedabad, they have done it in collaboration with CSQA. We have a facilitated everything. And then we have done the RTP, a full day event. We have done Ignite. Ignite was a very different event. It was, we have done that on Women's Day. So that event was organized by women. It was volunteers were women, speakers were women. Everything has been driven by the women. Participants were everyone, right? We got near to 200 people participated in that event. It was very good thing, right? Even 3 or 4 women were like they were first time speaker, and we have helped them to do it, and they are able to do it. And that's something I want you also to come up and right. So I would like to help every one of you to improve yourself, to excel yourself in the space of AI and all. So yeah, today we are. And what's next? In the April, we are doing something like, how many of you know about test view or Lambda test? Most of you, right? So Lambda test, that's a company, and now it has been like rebranded them as a test view. They are doing the offline meetups everywhere. They are doing it in Ahmedabad in 18th of the April, and they are doing in collaboration with CSQA. CSQA is facilitated everything. The venue will be the same form. Registration is already open on TestView website. We will also soon announce that in CSQA platform for the registrations. You all are invited for that. And please do the registration as soon as possible. Otherwise, you know that we are just tickets are getting sold out very soon, right? Many of your friends are not able to come here and they are online. So I have seen that 80 plus people are watching it online. Thank you very much for that, guys, for your love. I really appreciate that. So with that, I'll just stop here and I'll hand over to Tony for the next sessions and everything. But before that, my request to you to be more active participants in CSQA. Please come up as a volunteer, please come up as a speaker, please come up as a panelist, please come up to host the workshop. You can ask your company to be the venue partner like we have done in AngentiX today. It can be in your office, it can be in your premises also. We are looking for venue partners, we are looking for sponsors, we are looking for volunteers. So everybody is welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Shailesh. It's always inspiring to learn how communities grow together when passionate individuals come together at the same space. Now, before we begin your expert session, let me ask you a very interesting question. which is extremely relatable to us, too much close to us as well. So, about 70,000 years ago, Earth was home to many different species. Let it be Netherlanders, let it be Homo sapiens, let it be Denisonians, but only one community out of that survived. That was Homo sapiens, all of us, right? But according to ancient researchers, they didn't survive because they were strongest or they were different from others or they were the best of all. They survived because they learned to build systems. The system of laws, the system of engagements, the system of development, and eventually the entire technology. Somehow, our testing process has the same trade and the same flow which humans development have. So, how it works is, at first someone developed a code and found a bug and it failed. So one intelligent mind came and they said that why don't we test it before we provide it to users? And that's how the testing term was developed. That's how the cost was reduced and other factors were balanced. After that time, once the testing was evolved, some individuals and everyone were active on that and they found it to be slow. So they went in for automation. Once automation was implied and everybody was adopting it, they found it very complex. So they went for CI/CD pipelines, as all of us are aware about right now. But today, something different has came into our market. A new team member, and I should introduce it, but we have them as a participant in our process who are equally contributing as us. Now that they are participants in our process, whenever a new team member joins any team, the first question is, can we trust that team member? Can we rely on that either for deployment or either for the most critical change? Because in the domain which we are working, minute changes create major tragedies. So, if AI writes the code, AI generates the test, someone must answer the most critical question, that is, who tests this AI? Just few moments back, narrative and the recent hype was about that AI would eliminate QA roles. But the truth is, intelligent systems always need intelligent testing. So AI didn't end QA, but it just redefined it. It's our responsibility to adopt this new member into our team, cherish it more, and leverage it. Introducing AI to the framework hasn't ended our jobs, it instead increased the burden on us, it increased the complexity of QA roles. We require more brainstorming because now we are not testing any process or any test case, we are testing an intelligence layer, right? So with that, since we are set up with a stage, let's exactly plan with our event. Modern software system today runs on API, as we all are aware about. API connect to microservices, platforms and cloud system. But now they are also becoming the part of interface for the intelligent systems, enabling AI agents to interact with application and testing. So there comes our first speaker with 15 plus years of experience in quality engineering, working across e-commerce, banking and Salesforce ecosystem. An ISTQB qualified QA leader, he specializes in building scalable automation framework using multiple integrated tools in CI/CD integrations. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Nimesh Prajapati on the stage to guide more.
Hello. Yeah. So first of all, thank you very much for coming so early. It's a Saturday, I know that, and I would like to thank AngentiX for giving me this opportunity over here. So in the future there will be more QAs who will join this kind of the meetups. Okay. So my topic is all about Postman API. You know that, right? Let me try it. So I will start with the basic things on that part, but overall I will be covering Postman APIs, then after how MCP servers taking part into it, and a little bit demoing. So as most of the QAs were known to Selenium, right? Am I correct? So can anyone tell me on which protocol it runs?
JSON
Anyone?
protocol?
Yes, JSON wire protocol, perfect. So, but there are some limitations, we know that, and those are overcoming in the, we can see on the playwright also, right? Another thing is very important is MCP servers, right? So, when we talk about MCP servers, they do have protocols. Ultimately, it's a chain of protocols, I would say. So, what happens? It has a different protocol sets. It has JSON, but it's RPC 2.0. So when you talk about RPC, definitely that comes into your mind about when we were in, during the studies, we studied about in Java RPC calls, right? So the same thing. The benefits are over here like it handles the states, okay? And whereas Selenium does not handle states. So most of the time it communicates with the HTTP only. But whereas our this protocol, especially designed for socket layer also. So ultimately our purpose is getting solved. Our calls are getting pretty much faster. We are getting the response. Ultimately everything is moving very fast. So let's move to the next. Yes. So coming to this MCP, most of the time people think on it. So it was started the journey, let's say in the 2024. The company name over here, correct? But later on, a few giant AI group came into the picture and made it possible for local people, I would say. So MCP is basically defining three layers, as you can see on the screen: the brain, and the host, and the server. So I'm going to talk about the server itself, as well as we know that mind is somewhere else in the cloud. So I cannot talk about it. So I'll focus on the server side as well as the host. So whenever we talk about cloud, we think about security, data part, right? So ultimately, whenever we go to the MCP, the data is secure. Especially, it is getting to the transport layer security level. So whenever I make a call to the server, the in between to that it is secured. But the server, that it's a cloud. Overall, there the data is definitely going to be, played by for the learning purpose. So AI models definitely they learn a lot through our requests. Here the core part is data retention. So whenever you use any free license, you don't have any guarantee that your data might not be used. Okay, but when we use the enterprise users, at least you will be secured because there are certain terms and conditions for it. Okay, so I have seen that many people or many company they use this enterprise version only. Okay, so I would request whenever you use MCP server or any kind of thing, don't try to play with the real data on it. Okay, always use that enterprise version. So I'm just going to demonstrate the whole process on it. So going to have demo for the public APIs only because I have some restriction on it. So I won't be able to do the local part of the API. So I'll be taking some of the public APIs through and we'll be setting up in our cloud desktop, and we will enter some of the prompts, and we will get the results on it. So this is how, in earlier Postman we know that we just grab the response, and if we don't understand the response, we just copy paste the response in ChatGPT or Gemini, right? That's the general, most of the people are doing it. But how secure it is, like when you just throw the data into the without license, right? But that thing can be handled through this MCP, I would say, because here your whole data is not getting to the server. Okay, your MCP server is getting to be controlled overly. You have to configure in a such way that it will be totally safe on your side. So these are the things which you need to carry upon for installation and everything on part. But we can move to the configuration part. Okay, this is the configuration for the cloud, where I think you need to define this part. As you can see clearly on arguments you need to pass as your MCP server, and command you need to install like Node.js. That's it. These are the two requirements. And in the environment variable, you have to set some variables into it. Because whenever you use any public API, some API keys are coming into it, right? But we are here sure that while using MCP, our APIs are not getting carried by the mind itself, like even the AI. It does not capture those AI part. It is going to be written on your local machine. So that's how a bit safer side I would say. So this is just a normal comparison where in an earlier way we did something like explaining manually. We as a manual tester we have to write everything in a prompt. Then after we are getting the result. But here a bit different story. Your AI will assist you about based on your keywords. So you don't need to go through here and there. Just put some comments and everything will be for you. So let me just run through the demo, I would say. So the first thing is we are in the AI era, okay? So I haven't done so much of work in the PPT. I use the AI agent to make it happen. I just provided the content because we know that if we don't use the AI, then what is the usability? If I spend hours and hours on creating PPT only, then what is the usability? So this is just a normal Postman account where you just need to go to the MCP server, okay? Where public APIs or public MCP servers are available. You just need to generate those parts. So these are public ones, and there are lots of, I would say more than 10,000 public APIs are available, like Salesforce and everyone, those are available here, where you can play around it at least, not with the real data. But if you have your Salesforce account free, then those data will be available for you only. So, for the demo purpose, I'm going to utilize the Gecko one. So this is the list of some free APIs call. I'm going to take it. Okay, these are the. This way you have to select those API, and those are going to be bundled to your server. So once I select those API, the endpoint, and going to click on the add once I click on the generate, my server will get ready with those APIs only. Yes, it's ready now. So now we have two options. We can run it locally as well as in Postman also. With the help of CLI also, we can perform the same thing. But I'm going to utilize a Cloud desktop. So I'll be downloading this zip and make it available over there. So this is how when I download everything on it, this is how it looks like. So there are so many important things. The first part is the server itself, where everything, the configuration is over there. And another part is the environment variable, where you can define your environment variable to that specific APIs. And coming to that one, another part is the README. I would say once you just go to the README, it has so many information on it. It provides, I would say, all the integration, not only to specific one, but every integration it provides. Yes. So step by step, if you see, because it's a human, and now we are going to utilize a UI. So if you don't understand this information, just pass this information to AI, and those you will be getting definitely the answers on it. Okay. So now, yes. Let me go to Cloud. Yes. So there are some configuration you need to perform the Cloud because you need to give the direction of using your MCP server. Otherwise, it is going to search, globally. So to do that, just go to your account over here where there will be settings. Okay. So under the settings, developers, and as you can see, I have already configured. So when I click on the configuration part, this configuration you can see. Let me open it. So by default, it won't have so much things on it. We have to put those things. But I provided this one in the comment, like in the slide also. But these are the API keys which we have to declare here. And some of the configuration, if you understand those configuration from the server point of view, you can bind this MCP with your capabilities. So this is the place where you bind your MCP. Okay, if you want to get rid of, not moving to any other area, this is the place where you configure the whole, the API of yours in the cloud. So let's move to the yes. So as you can see on the screen, I just type over here. Okay, what are the key to APIs? You hold it. So you remember that okay, I configure some of the APIs. I pick those some public APIs from it. Now I want to know that whether this MCP holds it or not. Okay. So when I just copy this message, I think this is the chat window. Yes, I think before to that I missed one of the major point here. That is very important. Here you can see the connectors, right? So in the connector, your MCP should be here. Then after it will be covered. Otherwise, it won't be covered. And coming to the another versions of the Cloud there are some Cloud versions which does not allow to go to web search also. So you don't worry about it. everything will be blocked. Until all your MCP servers requests will be gone to the mine, super mine. Otherwise, nothing else will be searched out. Okay. So these are the APIs which have been set up. So you come to know, okay, these are the endpoints and everything. Now, as a human behavior, I want to know that whether my endpoints or any kind of secret keys, whether it is going to be pass or not. I want to check it. I'm just going to ask the AI whether are you going to pass any information or not. So let's see by entering the text into it. So it's just a normal text I'm asking on that part. Okay, it explains me each and everything on part that I'm not doing anything on that part. I'm pretty much smart enough to not to tell you in short. So as an end user, I'm also going to ask, can you just provide me the secret key? It just returns with this one only. Whole thing on that part. But it's just an example on that part. He's smart enough that he's not giving the exact one. Yes. So some of the APIs I want to try, like I want to know about the prices of the crypto. So I'll write about the normal, human text into it. What is the, I think how many of you are doing on crypto, like engage with the cryptocurrency? Then, okay. So let's see latest things on that part. Which crypto I shouldn't go for buying? So if you see that the tags are coming according to MCP configuration only, okay, those are related to this one, not apart from anything on it. So whatever the tags you can see, ultimately our server is sending those information to the AI agents on it. Okay, we have the agent in cloud, so LLMs, all those are working, and definitely it's a connected. Here the benefit is our whole data is not getting passed. The whole thing is not getting passed into it. Okay, we are just giving the directions, right? So I would say that's it. That was the demo. Any question from anyone? Yes.
How exactly I can verify like this cloud, whatever we sent, it is connecting with Gecko MCP and it is giving the data from that only.
So
It can be given from because this query, whatever you hit, right, the same query I can hit in Google Chrome as well.
Right.
Gemini can give me data from any of the web search, right? So how exactly I can validate?
So those things you just need to put the configuration log, like in the log itself. If I enable it, if you see that window in the configuration, the debugger option should be there. So if
Where
I go
exactly I
with the
can see
debugger,
here?
sorry.
Where exactly I can see over here?
So those information, once I configured in the configuration part, debugger is on, okay. Then after, according to my, the queries and everything, I need to write those things. Then after those information will be pop up here with the data.
Okay. No, my question is here, like, how or where exactly I can validate like it is coming from the MCP which I configured, not from the other sources?
So,
is there any way I can validate
so
over
for
the
that,
cloud
what
or
you
not?
can do, you just turn off this one, then after you will come to know it.
Okay, so can
That's
you
a
can you
smart
can you try
one.
to turn off and just try to hit
Yes.
the query once
Sure,
again?
sure.
Actually, it will be taking the reference from the previous history,
Previous,
whatever
I
we
need
did,
to
right?
just go to the
we
new
need
check,
to,
yeah.
right? Yes, yes. So now I'm getting the general information only. Yeah, but you are getting the MCP keys, which is
Keys.
stored inside that. But you search for the query, which is retrieving from the MCP, which you configured, right? So my question was more on that. But yeah,
But I have
that's
turned
fine.
off it, so ultimately now my request is not getting through the server. Okay, it's now just a normal search query, which I think it is enabled here. You can see this is the web search now.
Okay.
So now everything is getting passed through that, not filtering out with the server. Thank you. Anything else? Yes.
Currently, we have downloaded MCP server for the public APIs.
Yes.
So, is there any way we can do for private APIs?
Yes, definitely. Those things are available in the CLI mode of Postman, where you can get those information through CLI. So things are same, but in which you need to bind your Postman's API, Postman's keys into it. Okay, because ultimately you are getting to be running through the Postman. So the way I configured those API keys, you have to pass your own account's API key over there. Then after it will get run. Yes.
Okay, so it's great to see everyone interacting so much and asking a lot of questions, but I guess we have other sessions lined up as well. And for the questions, we have a panel discussion separately. So I guess we can continue other questions over there.
Okay, thank you very much.
So thank you so much, Nimesh. That was a fantastic session. It highlights something very important, that AI systems may be intelligent, but they still need an interface to interact with real softwares. But once, let's say, we agreed to everything Nimesh said, and let's say we did all the setup and performed all the tasks, but then the critical and deeper challenge appears. It's not performance, it's not scalability, it's the critical T for trust. Traditional automation always runs deterministic scripts, but AI agents are different. They reason, they interpret the context and make decisions based on that. Which leads us to one of the most important questions. How do we trust something that thinks? Isn't it very fascinating to trust? Because it's not going to just do as you say, it's going to use its own thinking caliber as well. Our next speaker works right there at the frontier of AI testing and multi-agentic systems with 7 years of experience. As lead AI automation QA, he focuses on governance and validation of AI agents with building frameworks using LLM as a judge and golden dataset benchmarking. He is also helping transform SDET teams into AI-centric engineering teams capable for testing all the non-deterministic systems. Please welcome Milind Cheta, presenting How Do You Trust Something That Thinks, a guide to AI agent evaluation. Milind, the stage is yours.
Yeah, thank you Dhwani, thank you CSQA, thank you AngentiX for hosting such an amazing events, right? And I can't thank all of you to coming up in the Saturday morning, and I can see full crowd there, so it's fantastic. And again, very much thank you for coming. Right. So just right before I start with the how you can test AI systems or something, let's just start with some kind of interaction, right? So maybe just think of any mobile phone, whatever comes to your mind. Maybe if you want to answer. Think of any mobile phone. Please tell me. Any mobile phone model, or any one of you, maybe. Yeah?
S25 Ultra.
Okay, S25. Anyone from the back? No one? iPhone, correct?
BlackBerry.
BlackBerry, yes, thank you. Okay, so I'll not go on because this list is long. But now, can anyone tell me among all this who gave me an answer, who were right? Everyone, right? The same things work with the AI. Right? AI, it's not about the right thing. We used to work with the systems which were very deterministic. If I write this, I'll get this. But when it comes to the AI, things completely changed. Right? We used to know that, okay, if I enter this input, I'll get certain outputs. But with the AI, you never know what it will return. Even if you are writing the same thing again and again, you will get a different answer. Right? So that's where the AI QA comes into the picture, right? How you will evaluate it, right? Was just not deterministic, right? If you don't know what's coming next, how you will evaluate, right? So for that, we need new systems, new techniques, new methods to test these things. I will cover it in my slides, right? I will quickly, go through the next slide, right? I will mostly cover all the coding, like what is the AI agents, how you can testing it, which tools, frameworks you can use, right? There are different dimensions by which you need to test the AI agents. Since I am working with testing AI agents about 2 years, right? I'll try to help you here with this, how you can test it, what all things you need to take in measures, what's the best practices out there into the market, open tools and all this thing, right? So starting with the very first thing, what is AI agent, right? I know I will write it over there, but just a real-time example that think human as an AI agent. I'm considering myself as an AI agent, right? Now, a user is someone, like this I'm just, giving my wife example. My wife will ask me, hey, go get a milk. What I'll do? First, my brain will start, right? It will reason, okay, I need to get the milk, right? Then I'll use the tools, my hands, my legs to go to the store, get the milk. If milk is not there, I'll iterate, okay, what's next to store, right? And I'll get the milk until I get the milk, right? Back to home. So the same thing works with the AI agent, right? It takes the input, reason it with the LLM. It has a certain tools connecting with the, let's say, MCP or any other tools, skills, right? Now AI agents now have skills as well. So with that, it performs the task, right? And it do the iteration until it gets it done, right? So it's not the single time that AI agent will get the output, but it will do multiple iterations. And then it will tell you, okay, this task is done. So this is throughout the life cycle of the AI agent. This is a very main thing which I'm trying to explain, but let me get into the little bit technical. Now most of you or many of you have seen that we have booking agents, right? Let's say if I ask them to, hey, go and book the flight for me with the right set of information that, okay, where I'm traveling, what's my preferred time, what's the location I'm going to, and help me with the hotel booking, right? If I'm giving the right context, right set of output, it will take the input from user, go to the LLM, right? Resonates use of web search tools, web search APIs to find out flights, find out hotels nearby to my location, and help me book it. So that's how the whole agentic lifecycle works. I'll not again go much deep down into it since this all topics are very vast. I can spend hours here, but with respect of time, I'll just go through quickly next how we can evaluate this, because each and every step comes with the its own, right? So we need to test each step, right? So in the very next slide, I'll tell you how we can evaluate. But before going there, right? We used to test this, right? But why that testing techniques or testing methods are no more, working for this? Because as I've already told, right, that now this AI agent systems are not deterministic. We used to work with the system which were very deterministic, by which we can easily test it. But since this is not deterministic, the traditional method will not work here. Second thing, right? What? This is a black box reasoning, right? Why AI agent I say that it is reasoning behind. There is not a single reasoning step, and you don't know what all reasoning step it's doing to get the right output. Without knowing what it's doing, right? How you can test something? So that's why the older methods again comes into will not be relevant anymore. You need to go deep into it, check the logs. So I'll talk everything about that in the upcoming slides, of course. So that's how we need new methods, new approaches, new dimensions to test the AI system, right? And there are so many things, right? It's infinite steps. It can keep going until it's get the desired output. It's context switching, right? If this it completely works on what context, what prompts you are giving to it. Regardless if you are not setting the right context, right prompts, it may be. So as a tester, we have to test every scenario, right? So that's why you need all the kind of testing in there. Okay, right. Now I'll straightly go forward to this. Which all dimensions, right? We are talking about dimensions, I mentioned, but which all? It's very, I would say, it will be very relevant to what we used to do, but just with the different methods. We used to test it functionally, right? Digital system, the same way. We need to test it functionally. But with the functionality, now it comes with the correctness. How correct it is, as we start discussing this mobile phone topic, right? Everyone was correct. Now I need to check whether if I ask the same question to LLM or AI agent, it's not giving me the wrong answer, it's giving me a correct answer. The relevancy, correctness now comes into the picture, right? Of course, usability, performance, right? With the AI agent also, the performance is not going away. I know there are many passionate performance engineers out here, right? So we have to test this on the strength of performance and how much it could be take and so on. Also, as I mentioned, reliability, consistency, and safety and ethics. I think in the last demo, David was telling about it will not reveal you your secret keys or APIs, right? And then it's okay, confirm. The cloud testing was good, it was not revealing. So they have done the safety and ethics API, right? Because as you read, right, LLM contains a large number of data, billions of billions data. It has a data it should not have. It has, just randomly asking anything, how to solve a bank, and it knows all this thing. But we have to make sure that your AI agent do not reveal such kind of information. Do not pass on the false information to the user, information which not supposed to go out there. It's not supposed to leak your client data while using the agent or internal listening data there. So we have to make sure how to test it. I will cover it, right? So there are a few dimensions that I have listed out here, right? First will be the correctness. We will be starting with the very first thing, correctness, functional and this. How to test, right? Now, as you know, what does the correctness look like? How to test it, right? Because you cannot be sitting right to that and keep testing this, because it will run eventually on the CI/CD and the autonomous. We have automation also plays into the AI agent testing, so it will be there. But how you will make it possible, right? Because with the traditional automation, you will have the set of outputs written with your Selenium or Playwright or any script. But with the AI agent, it will not work. Then how? You can now use the LLM as a judge. So think as other LLM as a QA, right? You You are passing a question and the answer you got from the AI agent to the another LLM and say that hey, can you check whether it's right or not with the right set of context, right? So that you can use this kind of LLM as a judge. Then you can have a golden data set. I have this slide out coming out after this. What golden data set look like? What is a golden data set? I'll cover it here. Then hallucination, right? As we know and you already are aware about this term hallucination, right? AI agent also do a much hallucination, right? If you are not giving the right set of context, given a good prompt, it will think something and assume something by its own. So we have to make sure that it's not hallucinating and giving the right set of data. If not, your user is not passing the right set of data, it's asking the question back and giving the answer. How we can relate it? Again, the techniques would be we can use the predefined data sets which has the hallucinated answer and the correct answer. We feed it to LLM and ask other LLM to verify it. Because of course, whatever we will be doing, right? For testing AI, we will not sit like that manually test it. We need AI to test the AI, but we need to teach the AI that how you test it, right? So that we will use it again. Retrieval relevances. So there are open APIs out there which you can use. The data sets. If most of you know the Hugging Face, right? There are data sets out there by which you can take the data set, test your AI agent output based on it. It will give you the right accurate measurements about how your AI agent is performing, right? Then we will see this term as trajectory quality. What's that, right? In the introduction of AI agent, we mentioned that it will not do a single step. It will do a multi-step, right? If I wanted to go somewhere, there are many routes there, right? But which is the minimal optimal path and which is the best path of it, right? To do the certain things, there are different ways to do it, right? But which one we want? Which one is the best one, right? If your AI agent is not taking the optimal path, then it will impact your performance, of course. It will impact your cost. It will impact your overall for user functionality, right? So we have, while checking the logs, input-output logs, we have to make sure that the AI agent is taking the right path to achieve something. So for that, there is we need to use the internal logging. We have to go deep down into the technical work, get the outputs out there, use it, feed it to the LLM and check whether it's taking the right steps or not. If not, we have to make sure that right context and right promptings are good, right? Then again, safety and toxicity. We need to make sure that it's not revealing any kind of information which is not supposed to go out there. It's not giving a biased output, right? If I'm asking the question sitting from India, and if I'm asking this question sitting from the US, it should not be biased based on any location, any user, right? It should be non-biased, purely ethics and safeguarding. So there are teams out there who are red teaming the AI agents, AI teams, AI world. There are red team who constantly test this, and there are also for the kind of reference there are the open models out there by which you can check whether your AI agent is not are safe enough or ethic enough that you can launch it to the customers, right? Now, how QA workflow will look like? Right? If you see, you all can relate, right? You are working day in, day out in the QA, right? What you will do when you get the system, right? You do the same thing, right? You will define your testing scope. When we get any application, what we do, we define the scope, right? What all things I will test, how I will test. Same thing works well with the AI systems. We will define the scope, we'll understand how my AI agent is supposed to work. Based on it, we will define the scope. Now create a golden data set, right? As I was looking with my last slide, what is a golden data set? So we can if you see that in the right side, I have mentioned what golden data set look like. Because if you recall, in the way we used to have a data set, right? Now, in the data set we used to have the past data most of the time which data work, and we use we make sure that all the data pass. But with the LLM, we need to change it with the golden data set. Now, what golden data set look like? It contains the numbers, 100 numbers of records which will be tested by on which your AI agent will be tested. But not necessarily we need to make sure that it contains both one which works, one which does not work. Because by this we are creating the baseline. We will know that how much my AI agent is working. What is the accuracy of my AI agent? Let's say if I'm improving something, I'll again run this data set. We'll check if the accuracy occurs or it regress, right? So via this golden data set, you can make sure that your agent quality is up to date or not, right? And golden data set, what all things you can add? First, as I mentioned, the few hundreds of records which are pass, fails, combination of both. Then as you are going to the different stages of the environments, right? You can collect the data from there. Some whatever the works in the dev, not necessarily works into the beta, right? Since it's an undeterministic system. So we'll take all that data. We'll also take the bugs, whatever comes out into the production. Once we are at the lab, we have to make sure that it is rightly added into our golden data set. So when the next time we are testing it in the lower environments, we do not lose this system, and we fix this. So that's how the golden data set look like. Again, we can have it over uploaded into the CI/CD pipelines, continuously run over the days, so we can continuously measure our AI quality. Right. Again, coming back to that, and I think I covered pretty much on the run evaluation daily basis. It could be the port-based evaluation system. It could be LLM as a church, whatever, right? And on top of all this, right? I'm looking too much that everything will be handled by AI. But in all this, human is still real. Let me tell you. I'm testing the AI system since 2 years, but human is still relevant to check that AI is working fine or not. Humans job are not doing anything. Right? So human in the loop, there is a term called human in the loop, which will continuously give a feedback to the AI, LLMs, agents, that whether these things are doing right or not. If you are not giving by input, we can always train our AI agent to check it, do the right way, right? Then yes, of course, traces output you need to validate, compare the baseline as and when your AI agent is evolving. You need to compare it to baseline. What is whether it is giving an accurate output, more accurate or not, and where we are in terms of the accuracy mark, right? And yes, there you go. After this, as usual, the most awaited part of that, we release that. Right. Now, we talk about methods, dimension, and all these things. Now, how we will start? What will be the layer? Is the kind of same what we used to do with the traditional systems. We'll start with the component, unit test, smoke test. As soon as AI agent is out there, we start smoke testing a component. We just individually check that AI agent with the lower data, lower complexity data. We'll start to test it, make sure that it works fine. Then we will go to the next part of it, where we are checking the flow and chaining, right? Where we will add in multiple tools into the AI agents, multiple reasoning steps, and with the some complex data via which we can check that okay, the AI is still working fine with this higher complex data and the multiple tools integrated data. That at the second stage we need to validate that combining all this, still my AI agent is still relevant, still giving the right answer, still accurate, right? And third, the most complex and most needed part is the integration, right? When this AI agent is out there, it will be not only in the system that in the enterprise that there going to be a large system where the data will be flowing. AI agent will be the part of it. Not AI agent only the part of it, it will be the part of it. So we have to make sure whenever we are integrating into the live systems, right, which is flowing end to end, right, before the steps, whatever coming to the AI and whatever we are getting output from the AI agents, it is rightly mapping with all these things or not. And along with all that, we also have to make sure that we run adversarial testing, which we told the safety and ethics testing, right? End-to-end testing, A/B testing, and it's still very complex, right? Whatever you used to practice, there are few things new out there, but we are evolving, right? We have started from the, I recall the back days, we only used to do the manual test, now we come to automation, API and so on. This is the same, the next evolution part of, coming with the AI testing, right? But this all methods, all systems, all is still relevant, right? Okay, so, right, we have talked much about the, techniques and everything. Now, which tool, right? So if you will Google or check, you will get many tools out there, right? Some of them are paid, some of them are open source. So here I try to cover the open source tools which you can use. It's free out there. You go try your agent on this. It will help you with some benchmarking, bench correction, right? So in the different dimensions, I have tried to list out few tools. Right? For the evaluation basic, right? If you are testing the RAG system, there are a library out there called RADAS, right? And LensMeet for the AI agents. You can test all this your system on this different open source library. It's available there. For tracing or observing, right? As I was talking that you need to check your AI agent logs. How you will check it? So there are open telemetry APIs which are free by you can integrate in your AI agent. Right, you can check what's doing, what is reasoning, which path it is taking optimal path or not. So trajectory testing you can use these tools. Adversarial testing for that there are it's a huge topic. I can spend next 1 hour talking that, but since Tony will not allow me here, so I'll just quickly cover that there are RAG, Pirate and GPT first kind of tools and libraries there which you can use to check your advisor. But this is that in the real time also we have a cyber team out there that will be the RAG team. But from the QA part we have to check the basic task. It will cover from you, right? Then test data generation, of course, you can use the synthetic data generated by LLMs and so on. And of course, I keep mentioning human in the loop, so that you need your platform setups. You can easily set up that how your AI agent is performing, giving a constant feedback, and make sure it evolves over the time. Right? Now, talking all this, I'll let you know this. Already, companies out there started with the AI agents putting into the pilot. We can always learn, right? The mistake made by others, so we do not repeat the same, right? So there are some agents, right? Customer support agents, right? We used to talk with the humans who are sitting out there for any kind of complaints or customer support. Now it's replaced by AI agents. There are companies who have already set up their AI agents to talk with the real-time customers, get that query solved by that. But there are, of course, smart customers out there who can trick with that, get the refund which is not supposed to get. So you have to make sure that whenever you are building any such systems which involves a financial transaction, you have to validate that if some kind of query is coming into the picture, you have to involve human in the loop. So that kind of testing we need to perform because there are incidents out there which as customers claim with unreal claims. So yeah, we need to make sure the refunds did not go there, right? So yeah, there are few code review agent. We have to make sure that false PR it's not hallucinating and not accepting the false PR, thoroughly testing it. So now, as we know, we are putting AI in every workflow. So now, companies have started reviewing the code by agent, but that agent also needs to be validated, right? We have to make sure we're getting the, that it's not taking any kind of prompt injections in that, because sometimes people are, if you are running open source library, people can inject the prompt injection inside that. If PR auto approved, then it may impact the production system and it may impact the larger communities, right? Again, this data pipeline agent, right? As I was mentioning that there will be huge data pipelines which agents will be working. So we have to make sure it's not tampering any data, right? It is the data counts part. It's very sensitive, right? We have to make sure that using all these techniques, that data is not being, modified on the wrong way, which is not supposed to be. and just doing the right thing on the right set of data. Okay, so I think I will just quickly cover. I know we're running out of time, but I'll just quickly cover the practices I am following, right, and which is personally helping me to test the AI systems, AI agents in a better way, right? Define the metrics, right? Do not wait until the agent come to you, delivered by day. Say, right, go ahead and test it. Before that, get SMEs involved. Test, lay out your matrices on which you will evaluate your AI agent on. Make sure it is performing up to the mark until you get, you want to release it, right? Have it, approach like automation as human in the loop, version control of version, as I mentioned before, that we need to, automation is still element, we need to daily use the automation, but it will be the agentic driven, AI driven, right? It's not your usual code base, but you need to make sure you run your AI agent on version control tool on a daily basis. And then, yes, the collaboration goes nowhere, right? You still need to work with closely with the product, QAs, and devs in order to define quality better, right? And there are some practices, right, which we of course avoid, but still I will quickly cover it. Testing only happy parts, one-time testing. Right, I have tested agent one time, it gave me a fantastic output. It's accuracy 100%. But what is the next step? What is the over period of time? It's still relevant, it's still consistent. We have to make sure that we do not rely on single run because it's AI, it's non-deterministic. While it worked for the first time, it might not work for the second time. So we have to make sure it's consistent, it's relevant throughout the life cycle, no matter how much time it takes, how much time it runs. Right? Also, ignoring any of the production bugs, if not adding into the golden data set. We see people making this mistake, right? If they have missed it, of course we are making the same mistake again, right? With that, I'll just quickly go to the last session, last part of this part conversation. If you guys have any question, anything you wanted to talk on, or yeah, yes, please.
So if we talk about real life example of GitHub Copilot,
Yes.
so we normally use GitHub Copilot, and GitHub Copilot provides a functionality where we can select a model with which we want to interact with.
Right.
Okay. So if you said you are working in testing those particular models, right? So what I've seen so far is, let us say if we give any prompt to a Claude model, right? So that,
Yeah, it would be better. So everyone can hear you, it's not okay.
So what I've seen from my experiences, let us say if we talk about a specific scenario, we want to create a test case for that particular scenario, and we select Claude model, right, Claude Sonnet, and we have the output for that particular scenario. Now we change the model and we are selecting GPT 5.3, right? And if we compare the output for both the models, so there must be a difference between the output for both of them, right? So my question is, how we can justify the outcomes for those models? As a tester, if I want to test that particular model, they are not wrong, right? But the information what those two models are giving are different. One model might be covering 10 different scenarios for the use case what I have given, and the second model might have given 15 different scenarios for the use case what I have given, right? So there is very thin line between testing the specific model and to justify that what outcome should be there for a model, that whatever the information we are providing and what is the expected outcome.
Right. So yes, as I will just take a moment and go back how it works, right? LLMs work on a different data set. It's being trained on different aspect, different data set, due to which we are seeing the different outputs, and it goes with the different reasoning and that. So before I'm just going away from the AI agents and going to the LLM systems. When any of the Anthropic or OpenAI release their model, they run it on a certain benchmarks. So there are open libraries, also they have their own data set on which they run that. And if you go ahead and check into the Anthropic or OpenAI sites, they will publish it whenever they are publishing any models, right? It will say that how much accurate it is. And every model has their own, I will say the specialization. Let's say some works very well for the testing, some works very well for the reasoning. So if you know that there are the models out there, reasoning and non-reasoning, right? So reasoning models are, mainly to solve the more complex tasks, more mathematical outputs, right? Of course, the coding task. So if you go for the non-reasoning model, it will give you comparatively less, it will give you the less comparatively good answer than that. But it is because of the model data it is being on. It's already out there. It's how much it will be accurate, how much in which all areas it is performing very well, in which area it is not performing well. So there are comparisons out there. So based on it, you can choose your right model. But yes, tell how you can help your model selection and even just based on the use case. Thank you. Yes.
So what observation I had, so even after using with the same model, so what observation I had, like even after using the same model, fitting the same PRD document or whatever data you are having, it is going to give you the different set of test cases. So it's not necessary like it will give you the exact output even after using the same agent or sorry model, whatever you are using. So we cannot predict like what it is going to give. So always like we can try 4 to 5 times, whatever suits better, we can go for that. Yeah, that's what my observation.
Yes, definitely. So as I was keep mentioning that it is not deterministic. Using the same input will not land you to the same output because there are vectors out there. Some we don't know which one the LLM is right? So there are you may see you have to iterate, right? It's not a single time it says hey I give that prompt, I get the test cases. No, you have to iterate more. That hey this is missing, this you can add, right? You also have to keep giving the feedback. That's where I keep saying that human in the loop is necessary, right? It's not the single time exercise that I give the prompt, I get the output, I will put it into the Jira or whatever the tools I'm using. You have to keep iterating, keep getting that until you say, okay, yeah, this is a good set of test cases. That where human intelligence is still necessary, still needed. Right?
Yeah, so what I observe, like it is going to assume a lot. It will write a stack in a way like even our system is not in that way. So what I would prefer in this case, I'm just giving my thoughts like I'm writing case cases like this. This all are the mechanism or this all are the steps I'm keeping as an ideal. And after that I'm fitting the data like create thousands of test cases for this. But for this format, if that is not there, then I'm not accepting. I'm again asking it to reiterate, update something, and after that, like I'm just like we can use a kind of prompt like remember this thing, or like we can give a context. Otherwise, we can give a kind of MD file, Claude MD file as an agent, which will give the context. That's how we can make it better. That's what I would suggest if anyone wants to explore.
Thank you. This is correct. Yes. Yeah. We'll go first.
How can you benchmark the performance of an AI agent?
Sorry, can you be little louder? Yeah, you're ready.
So my question is, how do you perform performance testing on an AI agent, and how do you benchmark its performance?
Okay. Right. So when we say that we are doing the performance test of the any AI agent, it's not the same which we used to do with the traditional APIs or application where we use the Jmeter script to run it. That's we can do, right? We can have the API exposed, but for the AI agent, we can run the performance test on it to check how much load it is take, how many agents can spin at a time. That's all are still relevant. But in terms of performance of the AI agent, particularly talking about, you need to take the certain things. How good it is working with the amount of data, right? What cost it is coming to. Sorry?
My focus is more on how it will be more not deterministic, or I understand how AI agent works. My question is that how can we make sure that it will not explode token usage in the production when we are doing live with that AI agent?
is exactly the part, right? That the trajectory testing comes into the picture. We have to check, make sure that every time setting the right context, right skills, right memory vectors into the place, so it takes the optimal path it needs to take, not keep running the same loop again and again and not burning your tokens. So that's where the trajectory testing comes into the picture, right? And there are, as I mentioned, I will share the slides with you always, of course, to utilize it. So there are libraries out there by which you can check that the trajectory is rightly taken or not with the open models. Thank you. I think, Zoni, I will take the last question and come back to you. I know.
You'll be part of the panel.
Okay. Sure.
Yep.
Oh, that's fine. We can meet after this presentations and we can. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We have a panel discussion and we'll ask Milind also to be part of the panel, so you guys can ask more questions if you want, because we have one more session, panel discussion and some fun games also going to include in this time. So I really appreciate your enthusiasm and the questions, but we'll try that all of your questions will be addressed. If not online, then offline. For sure, no worry.
So it's lovely to see everyone engaging a lot. You guys are taking all the interest and asking questions. And I'm sorry I'm interrupting after every session to stop you, because we have to maintain a timeline and we have a separate panel discussion for that. So we can continue over there with your amazing questions. Also, thanks a lot, Milind. That session was really helpful. It helped us show how the entire testing process was evolving. When we were testing traditional software, as Milind rightly mentioned, we were validating first functionalities. But when we were testing AI systems, we were validating behavior, reasoning, and the reliability. But once, let's say we are done with 2 of our great sessions about API and how to trust the system and how to validate. Now, let's bring something amazing on the table, because humans have the tendency, they create complicated systems to simplify their work. So, with that, what if instead of humans manually exploring the application, what if intelligent systems could discover and understand the application and domain on their own? So our next speaker brings the same domain expertise to the table. Our final speaker is a quality engineering leader and AI practitioner with over 15 years of experience and performance testing. Currently a quality engineering manager at Product Squads, he focuses on AI-driven testing and autonomous QA systems, and has conducted 25 plus workshops and seminars. We are talking about experienced people over here who are taking sessions. You can elaborate and ask your doubt and utilize their experience for your betterment. AI-driven autonomous application discovery for intelligence testing would be the topic Rishil would help us enlighten. So please help me in joining Rishil Bhatt on the stage to elaborate more on the topic.
Yeah, that's the performance lag you were talking about. Just hold on a minute. Loading. Okay. Okay. First of all, thank you so much everyone for coming here today on the Saturday morning. You have been an amazing crowd. One thing, as like one of the core member of CSQA group, I personally apologize for not bringing these meetups and workshops more frequently. But yeah, we commit and we promise to have this regularly flowing so that we can meet again and again, share ideas, discuss on topics and all that. Thank you so much, AngentiX, for keep on hosting us. This is, I guess, second or third time we are having the meetup here at AngentiX. Me and Sailesh, we were part of AngentiX for the 5 years, so it's kind of a homecoming. This has been our second home for more than 5 years. So yeah. Yeah, first row, yeah. For that period, this was on first row, yeah. Okay. Okay. Lots of heavy discussion happened today. I'll keep the tone light, and we will discuss about how we all will lose our jobs. Yeah. So that's what we are going to talk today. Yeah, just kidding. Okay, so in the last couple of weeks, when we were preparing for this CSQA meetup, we were designing the posters to roll out. Me being one of the speaker, I sent my photo to Sailesh to put it on the poster. So the next minute he called me back and he told me that we cannot use this photo. You have never looked this young, this fresh ever in your life. He has known me since the start of my career, so there must be some truth to what he was saying, but of course I did not believe him. So in last 3-4 days, 25 to 30 people have told me the same thing. So what I did yesterday, I went to the salon I usually go to. The guy, I showed him this picture of mine, and I told him that, okay, make me look like him. So, and this is what he said, I'm not faking it, I'm not kidding, this were his words. Sir, 500 रुपए में haircut होता है, botox नहीं लगता है. I know, I do not look like the guy in that photo. But for the first time in my life, I have a chance to look this good, and why shouldn't I enjoy it, right? So I'm going to, from now onwards, I'm always going to use my AI-generated photos. But again, this is a very serious topic I'm talking about here. Most of us, including me, use AI for the things that actually don't matter. You all are not here to see me how I look good or bad. You are here to listen to what I am about to share. You all are here, you all have invested your Saturday morning to listen what this great gentleman, the panel, how they are going to share their knowledge with all of you. We humans, the most intelligent species on the planet Earth, we are not just made of flesh and blood and these beautiful faces. Deep within us runs the DNA in each and every cell. This particular entity is responsible for the intelligence that we carry. This particular entity has the experience of billions of years from where it was started. From the single cell organism, we are Homo sapiens, multicellular complex structure, right? But we were not like this from the beginning. Now, I want all of you to take a deep breath and understand the intensity of what I am about to share. Of course, the slide is changed here. It will take, okay, it is here. Yeah. So, most of you know this, the accelerating pace of human revolutions. It took us Homo sapiens 10,000 years to grow food. It took us 10,000 years to learn how to farm. From then, it took us 150 years to implement industrial revolution, to build trains, to build factories, to build tools. Basically, agricultural revolution gave us food, industrial revolution gave us work. Now, the digital revolution. It took less than 50 years to give us the mobile phones, the smartest device on the face of planet Earth in our hands. It took us less than 50 years. Now, we are again in the age of next revolution, and that is AI revolution. These three revolutions, they helped us humans to grow at the next level. But this AI revolution is going to change the trajectory of how we think, how we work, how we do almost everything in our life. It is not science fiction. It is out there. It is everywhere. It is around. It is like wherever you see, there is an AI. If you are thinking, if you are scrolling in your phone, there is an AI model getting trained out there. So it is everywhere. Now, the important question is, how does this affect us? How does this affect us? How does this affect software testing? How does this affect quality engineering? So if you look at the software engineering and if you observe its span for the last couple of decades, you will observe that the pace of delivery has like exponentially like the delivery, whatever work we are doing and we are releasing on the production, it has accelerated exponentially. We first started with the waterfall model, and when we were in the waterfall model era, it was taking us years, months, quarters to deliver our work to the production. Then came Agile. Okay, with Agile, we started releasing our work to production within the span of months, couple of weeks. With the introduction of CI/CD and DevOps, most of the organizations now aim to deliver their work to production once a week, twice a week. Many of the organizations, they go there daily. So the software engineering has itself gone through its own revolution. Now, the important question is, has the software testing evolved to the pace to match this speed? Unfortunately, no. And why is that? Because we are still heavily relied on the humans to understand the application for us, to write the test cases, to write the automation tests, to maintain the automation suites. So all these parts where we humans are heavily required. And this is what is stopping us to match to the pace which is required today. If with the AI, developer agents, software agents can develop their code within a day, which they used to take a weeks, how can we match to that pace and do the testing and produce the same level of quality and go to the production? Everyone wants to go faster. So, and that is the main topic of my discussion today. Yeah. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about is the illusion of test automation. Okay. Yes, over the last decade, like we have evolved from the traditional manual testing to automation. We have frameworks like Cypress, Playwright, Selenium. This framework help us automate the executions. But if you look closely, these automation frameworks are not intelligent, right? They do not think. They do what you tell them to do, right? If you tell them to write the scripts, they write the scripts. If you tell them to execute those scripts, they execute the scripts. In a way, yes, we have lessened our effort with the introduction of automation, but it is not enough, right? And that's where the automation discovery, the autonomous exploration of the application, and that's today's topic comes into the picture. Now, here is the idea. I'm working on a project which any one of you are not aware about. If I pick any one of you and place it in my project and if I tell you to start doing the testing, how will you do it? Any idea? Any guesses? You have no context about the application, you don't know about the domain, you don't know anything. I'll just give you the credentials and the URL and I'll tell you to start the testing. How will you do it?
We can do only monkey testing in that case.
Sorry?
We can do only monkey testing.
Monkey testing. What is monkey testing?
We can just...
We go here and there. Okay? There is no direction to it.
But for business logic, you need to provide some documents.
I don't have any documents. Exploratory testing. How do we do exploratory testing? What is the purpose of exploratory testing? When do we do exploratory testing?
You
Any
have to
guesses?
taste like an end user.
Sorry?
You have to taste like an end user.
Okay, you don't know about the domain. How can you taste like an end user?
Think and test.
Think and test. Okay, I'm just giving you the URL. Yes.
Go and learn about it.
Go and learn about the domain. That is the first thing you will do before monkey testing, before exploratory testing, before anything. The first thing that you will do is you will go and first learn about that product you are supposed to test. If you can do that, why cannot an AI agent do that? That's what the idea is. I can build an AI agent. Okay. That AI agent, I'm just supposed to give the URL and the credentials. That AI agent will enter into the application. Okay, now let's keep things simple for now. How can we learn for an application? If I open a new application here, how will you learn about it? Yes? Can you be a little bit louder? I'm not able to hear you.
It's an application I'm seeing for the first time. I'm
Yes.
not aware of anything. I don't have any bias, any idea. So first of all, I will explore that with the help of layman things like Google is there. Google is there, but you get knowledge of Google which is true.
Yes.
There is a AI tools are also there where you can explore the land also.
Excellent answer.
But there
Excellent answer. Yes, yes. I will come to you. Yeah. First, I will see the application. I will take a mental image of the page I am looking at. I will, and like, that is like, see, as Milind mentioned, this is my body, this is my brain is my LLM, these are my tools, my hands, my legs, my eyes. My eyes is also a tool. My eyes will see that image of that application, will feed it to my brain will evaluate it based on the experience it has. It will identify which domain this product belongs to. I will go to Google, I will go online and I will do the research about that particular product. First I will try to understand, first I will try to take the context of what this product is all about. Forget about testing. Testing comes later, right? If I can do that, why cannot an AI agent do that? AI agent has all the tools available, right? And it never gets tired. It never gets frustrated. It can run 24/7 all the time, right? So, why can't we build such an autonomous system where I just need to feed the URL and the credentials of the application? The AI agents use the browser MCP tools, any MCP tools, any inbuilt tools available, launch the browser, goes into the application, headed or headless mode. It understands the applications, keep on documenting whatever it is studying. It can use those like web calls. It can use those web calls to, if it is not able to understand the context of anything, it can go out there in the web, take the context, come back, update the memory, right? So by doing this, it can keep on running 24/7. It can keep on understanding the application. It can keep, basically it will do the MRI of the product. Once you have that, how difficult it is for a second AI agent to design the test cases out of it. It is not very difficult, right? So now, if I want to build such a system, you must be thinking like you need a crazy architecture for that. You need to write thousands of lines of code, right? But like in reality, things are very simpler in the era of AI, and that is the brain of any AI agent is its system prompt. What do we mean by a system prompt? Most of you are maybe new to AI. You have started using AI, but like somewhere you must have heard this term, the system prompt. Can anyone please, in very brief, explain what the system prompt is? in the context of AI, agentic or AI? Anyone? Not you, Milind. Yes.
According to me, the bot that will answer the, for example, it's a chat bot. So if we type about the input I, the bot what will answer, how are you, welcome to the thing. That is the system prompt we give to the bot.
Okay. Any other answer? Yes.
In simpler term, it's like if anybody who is not even like part of testing or somebody like that, generally whenever you ask something, we tell them think like you are think like you are something. That is system prompt. In terms of our software testing, like for example, we tell them you are like 5 years of testing engineer or something. You have this background. Think like that. That is system prompt.
Excellent, excellent. Anyone last answer? Yes, please.
You can give persona to the agent. You can tell them to act like QA engineer or act like a system architect or something like that, and it will behave like that.
Okay. Okay. Again, good answer. Yes.
It's a kind of ask with the instruction what exactly I need.
Okay. Amazing. All good answers. Yes. Last one.
I guess just a predefined prompts or
Yeah. Okay. Now there are like multiple answers. Someone said like you need to give the persona. Yeah. You need to give the persona. You need to give the instructions. Basically, a system prompt, if I have to explain in simple terms, system prompt is an instruction that you give to your AI agent. Your AI agent takes these instructions and go to LLM. Now, LLM, what is LLM? LLM, consider it as a huge canvas with lots of data points stored in it. Now, the quality of response you will receive from LLM heavily depends on the first token it is going to utilize. Okay? That gentleman said you need to give the persona. Yes, I am building an AI, like an application explorer agent. I need to give that persona to that agent. You are a software developer. You are a QA. Now, with these instructions, it will enter into the LLM. Right? Now, if you have given the specific instruction, it will land on that right spot where the right direction it will be following with your subsequent conversations. Right? The system prompt is an instructions you give so that LLM does this task the way you want. In the previous, in Milind's Q&A, maybe you or someone talked about like LLM always gives the different answers, right? You cannot restrict LLM to give the exact same answer every time. You cannot do that. But you can put enough guardrails, you can put enough restrictions in your system prompt so that it doesn't cross that barrier, it doesn't cross that bridge and go out of the scope, and basically it always gives you the perfect answers. Not the same answer, but the quality perfect answers. Okay, so we are going to see the demo of what I just talked about, kind of an agent which explores the application on its own. But before that, let's first see how the system prompt that I am going to use looks like. Let's study the system prompt. Okay, it must be not visible at the back, right? Let me increase the fonts here. Okay, so this is the system prompt I'm going to use to do this exploration. Okay, I'm using Google's anti-gravity as my IDE. Anti-gravity is an agentic IDE. I'm not using any external SDK or any external. I'm not initializing agent. I'm just using the anti-gravity. Its inbuilt agentic capability to perform this task for me. Again, this system prompt, it is very lightweight, it is very immature. I will not use it if I am supposed to build this product in a more enterprise fashion. But for this particular demo, like I have tried to keep things very simple. Now let's study the system prompt. The first line, autonomous QA exploration agent. You are an autonomous QA exploration agent. First, the first line, your mission is to explore a web application through UI interactions, discover functional workflows and document them incrementally while exploration is running. So this is the first instruction that will go to LLM. Now, for this demo, I have added this line. This exploration is running in the demo mode and must show real-time progress. Now, okay, what will be the input for this? Okay, so the input will be the application URL. Fetch this URL from run.properties file. I don't want to give it every time. Credentials are not provided initially. So, if a login page is detected, request credentials from the user at the runtime. LLM can understand this. When I will run this, it will open the browser, it will interact with the browser. If it will detect the login screen, it will ask me for the credentials. That is the capability LLM and AI agents have. Even though we are talking about the AI agents and LLM, we always run into the problems. How do we keep our laptops charged all the time?
Human in the loop.
Sorry?
Human in the loop.
Oh yeah, human. But this is problem in the loop from the human. Okay. Okay, the demo mode constraint. Like this is the instruction I have given. The exploration is a part of live demonstration. Limit the exploration using following constraints. Maximum pages to visit 5, maximum workflows to discover 5, maximum exploration time 5 minutes, maximum action depth 5 steps per workflow. I don't want it to go on and on for 24/7. It can till it exhausts all my API limit, right? But this is just a small scale execution that I want to do here. Now, prioritize discovering meaningful workflows quickly rather than exploring every UI path. This is a very important statement. I don't want my AI agent to go here and there and everywhere. It should be discovering the meaningful workflows, the priority workflows, the priority business workflows. The mission objective. Okay. Launch the application, detect the authentication page, request credentials from user, analyze each visited page. Identify interactable UI components. This word is very important. Interactable UI components. These components, it will document, and its further exploration, it will interact with these components. That's how it will keep on, it will go on exploring your web application. Generate synthetic base data when forms require data. Like it can stumble upon a form where user needs to add some data. It can generate the data runtime, use that data to fill the form and take the exploration to the next stage. Okay, runtime documentation requirement. So while it is doing the exploration, I want it to capture the page metadata, extract interactable elements. I want to maintain a JSON file. While the exploration is going on, it should be keep on updating that JSON file with each and every page, each and every stage. This allows observers, this is again for the demo purpose, page analysis. For every page, for each page it detects, it needs to look for buttons, links, input fields, radio buttons, all sorts of web elements you can think of, you can list down over here. Extract for each element, it needs to extract element type, element label, selector and action type. The action type can be a click, type, mouse over, it can be anything. What about action strategy? When exploring a page, identify the actionable element, prioritize business relevant actions. So these are the business relevant actions when you need to create something, when you need to add something, click on the submit button, click on the view details. So these are, let's see, these details. I can have the system from two-liner. Open this URL and explore the application. I can have my system prompt like that. But all this information what I'm providing in my system prompt gives the exact direction to my AI agent if it lands on a page where that on the click of any button, if the model opens, what it is supposed to do. So like all these instructions are given here in the system prompt. And while you are designing your system prompt, you need to make sure that it is generic. I can give any URL to the system prompt, it will go ahead and explore it. It should not be domain specific, it should not be any application, any product specific. So after every action it detects, the URL change, okay, this is very important. Whenever it performs any action, okay, then what it is supposed to do? It needs to check for the URL change, it needs to check for the DOM change, if there is a model dialog or not, if there is a success or error message. Because these are the points that can change the trajectory of the exploration. Right? So these are very important checkpoints to document so that the further exploration can go into the proper direction. Now, this is okay. The instruction for the synthetic case data generation. If there is a case, like you can give your schema how you want the case data to be generated. The examples you can give here. Login handling, like again, authentication is the most important part. It's an entry point, that it is that entry door from which user enters into the application. So you can specifically mention if the login action is detected, pause there, perform the authentication, and then continue with the exploration. So that is something you can mention here. State tracking, again, the same thing. Workflow detection. Okay. Now, the purpose of having this exploration is to document the business workflows. Okay, how can it identify what is a business workflow? So that is the definition I have given here. A workflow is a sequence of UI actions that leads to the successful outcome. If that happens, then and only then convert that into a workflow. Not every action, not every element interaction can be a workflow. So this is the workflow. Example, record created, form submitted, entity saved, navigated to a new module. So these are some of the workflow examples. You need to give the examples so that it can create its own perfect context while it is exploring the system. Live format output. Okay, here you are giving the schema here and the bottom, like these are all the schemas in which format do you want your output, and at the end the BDD case generation. It has explored, let's say 5-10 pages, it has come with 5-10 workflows. Now what is our purpose? Our purpose is to prepare the test suites. Okay, so after every exploration completes and workflows are discovered, automatically generate BDD test scenarios in Gherkin syntax. You can give the syntax here. You can give the examples here, like what is the definition of a proper feature file and a test case. Okay, so everything you have given here. Now, and at the end, you tell it to begin the autonomous exploration. Okay. Now, for the demo purpose, just a second. Okay, so I have been told to speed up. I will not start. Yeah, that's how it works. Okay. So, for the exploration, like, okay, Again, this points to the question this lady asked, right? Okay. Before this demo, I already did two test runs, two exploration test runs, both following the same criteria. One with Anthropic's flagship model, Cloud Opus 4.6, and the other one I did with Gemini 3 Flash. Okay. Now let me open the results here. So whatever you see here, it has explored everything on its own. I haven't provided anything. I have just provided the URL and the credential, nothing else. So this is the exploration output it has prepared. If you can see here. Okay, so the page discovered 10, workflows discovered 5, synthetic data generated 3. It took 8 minutes to do this. So these are like, see, this is the page it visited, then the elements, the interactable elements. This is the next page, third page. So all the pages it visited and went through. And then, if you see here under the features, these are the test cases it has created. Yeah, that's a feature file. It has given the tags. Logging, it's a login test case, it's a smoke test case, it's an authentication test case, it's a happy path, it's a negative scenario. I tend to log in with invalid credentials, I tend to log in with empty credentials. So it created everything on its own. I did not have to do anything. I just ran this system prompt and I went to have my breakfast. When I returned, and that's what I had planned. I will start the demo and we will do some discussion and we will return. And this file must be prepared, but somehow I don't have enough time. So I will not move ahead with the demo, but I will share the system prompt with you all. You can install the Anthropic, play around, and yeah. So that's it from my side. We can start with the Q&A. We also have a separate panel discussion. You can ask your questions there. But if you have any immediate question related specific to this topic, please fire away. Yep.
How to learn to get this detailed prompts? So it's a prompt engineering that needs to be learned. What is it? Straight, detailed, free, and nice prompt.
Yeah. So, okay. Okay. I can give you short answer and long answer. The short answer is I had opened the ChatGPT. I explained him what I want to do and designed a very thorough system prompt for me. This is my purpose and this is the prompt. I have not written it. But the long answer, yes, it created the system prompt for me and the details. I basically where human is required here. I need to fine-tune the system prompt. I fine-tuned the system prompt. I did a couple of runs and I kept on fine-tuning it till I got the desirable outcome. So that's what I did. I'm not sure it is right way or wrong way, but that's what I did. Yeah. Any other question? Yes.
So, do you see the difference between the outcomes from both?
I'll show you.
Between the Gemini.
Yeah. So this is what you saw is from the Cloud Opus 4.6, and this is the same exploration. You see the size here. You see the size of exploration here. It depends on what is the purpose, and for that purpose you need to find that right model for your purpose. You need to have a thorough system prompt, but alone system prompt cannot help you. A good model, good reasoning model cannot help you. Right? You need to have thorough instructions, you need to understand what your purpose is, use the suitable model, and then AI can do wonders, man. I can spin up a second agent to execute this, use the playwright MCP and execute this case for me. Then where am I required? I just ran it for 10 minutes. Imagine if I run it for overnight. It would have explored the entire application, everything ready for me. Then where am I required? Right? That's the big question. Yes?
One concern I have in this particular
Please, someone give that man a mic. Yeah. Hello. Yeah.
So one concern I have, like suppose I'm working on a financial and fintech project. So in that, suppose this particular app is there. As if I'm doing exploratory, like now AI is deciding which you are going to test, which scenario need to be done, like which you have done now. Because here we have just given the guidance to him, and he is doing by itself. But how it is secured for the payment plans? Like now many integration APIs are there, like JSONs are there, many integrations. Like suppose if I'm automatic, like I am doing automation on the AI automation. I'm also using presently I have observed regarding the AI agent, like I have created an AI agent in my application.
How would you do it manually?
Yeah, AI
How would you do it as a human, as a person?
Yeah, no, like that. What I have done, the code which I have created. So what I have done, so that code I have verified with the AI tool, like whether what are the scenarios which got missed. Like if I am testing a payment application, has many scenarios. Like many payment links are there, pay by link, UPI is there, credit card is there. How it is secure? Like I asked the AI, like I have created this code. It's a static data code. I want to make that dynamic one. Like suppose if the because every email ID is different, every API ID, like at the rate, if you have an Axis account, it will have an AX. If it's a HDFC, it's different, and Paytm is different. Many payment links are there. So how this particular code is secure enough to make that protected scenarios?
So like
I asked the AI one, but I didn't get a proper service.
Yeah, okay. For that, in your system prompt or wherever you are writing your instructions, you need to clearly define those guardrails. Like, it's not every time you need to tell LLM what to do. Sometimes you need to tell it what not to do, where not to go, and yeah. So if your application has those security constraints, then you must write them. Like I can write in my system prompt that if you stumble upon any delete feature, never execute it, because I don't know what it is going, where it is and what it will delete, right? So if I mention that in my prompt, it will never execute it, right? So understand your application, understand your purpose, and based on that, design your architecture. So that's the only way. There is no one single holy grail for us. We need to design our own holy grails.
So that was the concern, because it's saying it's not secure. So you need to find a solution for that AI. So you need to create an AI agent to secure AI.
Absolutely. Good use case. Yeah. Okay. Do we have more time or okay? Okay. Yes.
So you have write all the prompts in system.md5, right? So how your AI agent will pick the prompts from that file, and do you have to do any configuration for that, or what kind of setup you have to do?
Okay, a very interesting question, but it depends like what you are using. Here I am using anti-gravity. It is Google's AngentiX ID. If I was using VS Code, then I should I can use Cloud Agent SDK, OpenAI Agent SDK, or Codex, right? So basically, what is an AI agent? You can use those predefined agent SDKs. Initialize your agent, give the system prompt to the agent, give the proper tooling, proper MCP servers to the agent. So that's how you form an agent, okay? And that agent does the work for you, okay? So there are you can find this there are lots of video tutorials out there, like how to design an AI agent. Like that depends what your problem statement is, what you are trying to build. Like you may not want to do the overkill. Like this was a simple use case for me. I did not go ahead and write the AI agents and 1,000 lines of code. I can do this by using anti-gravity only. Right? So understand what your purpose is, and based on that you need to design it. Yeah. Okay. One last question, Abhishek.
So, to know your experience on an enterprise scale application, and when you every day there are pages being added to the application, right? Like how will you solve that problem?
Okay. Again, amazing question. I explored the application one time. it explored all the pages, it documented all the workflows, and I have that JSON file ready with me. Okay. Now, what happens if there is a new user story comes which is going to add a new page or a new feature, or it is going to update the existing feature, let's say. What can I do? Okay, I can have a separate AI agent, okay, which use the Atlassian MCP or Jira MCP server, fetch the details from that user story on its own, understand what that user story means. Now, it already has the context of the application documented here. So now it knows where to look for, what to change, what to add, what to delete. It can identify those blocks from your state.json. It can update on its own. Now, it also knows if there is an update in this block, which are the blocks affected. It can do the regression testing on its own. It can update, it can go ahead and update those test cases on its own. So it can, then here, for this problem statement, you are talking about the multi-agent system, where there is an orchestrator agent. There are multiple agents working beneath it. One is purely responsible for the execution, one is purely responsible for the exploration, and one is responsible for studying the new changes in the application. Again, the answer remains same. What is the purpose? What is it that you are trying to solve? Right? Okay, I guess that's it from my side. Thank you so much for being an amazing audience. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Krishnan. That was very informative. And it's lovely to see everyone participating a lot. Keeping your opinions, asking questions is always good. It gives you clarity, it gives you, more clear picture and help you get better. So moving forward with that, since we have a great audience over here with a lot of interesting questions, we are going to move ahead to panel discussion. We have 4 panel experts in our panel. Firstly, I would like to invite Abhishek Oja. He is the Director QA at AI Frontage. Secondly, we will welcome Sailesh Kohil, Head AI Automation at ThirdX Calls. Thirdly, Rahul Sharma. He is the founder of Postman MCP. And lastly, I would like to welcome Vinit Prajapati as a principal consultant working at AngentiX. So I welcome the entire panel over here. I would request the audience to utilize them the most. They are all expertise and they have a lot of experience in their respective fields. So it is a great opportunity to share your thoughts, to get your queries cleared and be open about it. So over to the entire audience and the panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Regional millions, you guys also can join and chime in for any questions because people may have some follow-up questions on your session that will cover on the panel itself. So guys, we have really great leaders available, Vinay, Abhishek, Rahul, and of course myself. So any round you have, right, with your question other than the session that Rishi will have, right, you guys can shoot anything. It could be any silly question, anything simple question, right? Welcome. We are here to just help you out. Who would like to start?
The most important question is, how do I start? From where do I begin? Consider I am a completely manual tester doing automation. How do I reach to a stage? Okay. So how do I reach to a stage where, including me, we were talking about. So how do I learn these things and from where do I start? If you can answer.
First of all, if you are manual tester, so the first term is what is LLM, what is prompt. That is really important. And if you don't know LLM, just try to start with I'm a PhD research scholar, and why I started, the reason behind that, I really don't know. I am an automation engineer previously, so the reason to do AI automation and autonomous testing is really important. So first, try to learn LLM. So tree classifiers, as you said earlier, JSON. But if people don't know what the data is, what production data is, what other data is, XRT classifiers, those are the classifiers names, right? Tree classifiers, LLM model as well. So different model you have to learn first. Forget about how to train it. That's the data always there. But before training, you have to understand LLM in a deeply manner. Otherwise, you don't know. Secondly, the test case generation and all those things we can create through Cloudy as well as Anthropic or OpenAI. There is a Chinese giant who just trained that data to create the documentation. What the painful in QA department whenever someone from the management team and they told us create this much of automation scenarios that need to be created. Those are the Jira journey, right? So before starting from manual to automation or automation to AI agent automation skills, you have to understand the LLM and those LLM terms you need to NLP and all those things you have to learn it. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I would like to add on top of this. So LLM, prompt engineering, understand something about the MCP because it is trained on their data, but we don't, our application is on our own, it is not in the cloud. So if we just connect this meeting, have a comprehensive system prompt, it will do the job. Okay, like Rishi mentioned, have enough comprehensive system prompt, what to do, what not to do, what are the guidelines, what is the outcome I am expecting. If you put all those details, the job will be very easy.
Definitely, that's true.
And some of you might have the question that I'm very new, right? Yeah, I don't know anything about LLM. My company don't allow me. We don't have the API keys, or maybe it's due to the budget or due to the security or whatever, right? So I'll say like how to start with basic. Okay, so start with either you have a ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini. All three are free nowadays. If you are having Airtel or Jio subscriber, you are getting either of them, Perplexity or Gemini. You can start your journey from that. Okay? Stop using Google, start using ChatGPT or Perplexity or Gemini. Either of the three. So this is like mindset shifting required, right? The more you will interact with LLM, the more you will learn about AI, LLM and all, and more than LLM will learn about you. Rishi has showed something, it's a very good example of writing a test case, but you are not at that level. Okay, what you can do? You have your application. Do you have the documentation? Right? Every application has a documentation. Right? Upload that documentation into Perplexity or ChatGPT or Gemini. And you will feed it with that data and then ask questions about the document. Because documentation contains everything about in and out of your application. You are very new to your project, and if you do that, then also like you can get something. You start your journey from there, and gradually you need to reach to a level. Right? Directly do not start with what Rishi has shown or Milind has shown, because then you will get the results, but you don't know that how the thing has been created. You will be sharing the system prompt, right? You can install the integrity, use that system prompt, and yeah, you are done. Change the URL of your application, test cases will be generated, you will show it to your manager, your stakeholders, your client. They will be like very happy, clapping, and everything will be there. But under the hood, you don't know anything. What happened? If there is something you need to change, you cannot do that. So, as Rahul mentioned, start with basic understanding. LLMs. As we did mention, okay, start with how MCPs, LLMs are connected, and then there is the next step. If you don't have the license, there are a few things that you can configure in your machine as well, like Olama and all these things. There's little high configuration required, but it's still you can do that. And lots of material available in the internet, how you can do that and all. So yeah, if you are a beginner, never think you are a beginner. There are so many things available. Right? Start with interacting with others. Start with interacting with ChatGPT for anything, everything. Okay. One example that I have asked them, okay, I have 20 more passes, right? And I have asked few questions. And also I have put few questions in the form when you guys have registered. I go and this one question, why you want to attend this event? I went through all the questions, I don't want to point out anyone. Very few people have written some good detail, otherwise I want to learn, I want to enhance this thing, that thing. Okay. You are going to an AI event, at least use AI to generate some 4 lines of answer for you, right? That is where you can start with, right? If you start using AI in your small things in your daily task, right? Eventually you will definitely be at some level. Thank you.
One more thing. That is a fintech question. I think I was somewhere outside. What was that actually? Yes, please. Because the similar issues we faced it in our company as well. And yeah, please repeat your question.
Yeah, the question was that recently I am doing the end-to-end automation.
Right.
With the help of AI tools, many are there, like open source, which are not allowed to use in our organization.
Correct.
So we need to subscribe that. So we have the ChatGPT and Google Gemini to say that it's like a Google nowadays. Nobody is searching in Google now. Everyone is Googling, taking ChatGPT as a Google. So I'm getting, because if you search any code, like code which basic one, I'm using Selenium. So Selenium I'm coding that.
Right.
But Selenium is not the end-to-end solution. Now the upgraded version is Playwright. Now Playwright has taken over to Selenium. It's like same only.
Right.
Same workflow, it will work, both will work in the same manner. But the problem is that like you are using Playwright and the code which I have already written. So now if I am automating the payment things, like payment is like, it's like integration API. Like one payment is there, like you need to generate a payment from the mobile app. And the same data will be reflected in the API. So the problem is that like when you generate the API, like the payment API,
Right.
for every application, every mobile number, like here there is the possibility of Aadhaar also, like
Right.
because it's the Aadhaar integration will be there.
And that is a captcha also.
So the problem is that integration API, like Aadhaar, you need to mask the data first.
Masking the data first.
Is unique. So the problem is that when I am running the code I am running. So the problem is that moment you click on that payment one, system is not redirecting you to the web application. It's redirecting you somewhere else.
Right.
So what I have done, so I have asked the AI agent, like AI in the tool which I am using.
Right. So if you know, I got your point completely, and the similar scenario, how we automated, we use a PyTorch. So previously the similar kind of things happened. So we use Selenium plus Java, but when we use Playwright, also we use a Selenium plus Python. So PyTorch uses a Python library. It also complies with OpenAI. So automatically all those queries, what you input it, you will get the result and how we solve it. So use PyTorch. Selenium plus Python is open source.
It's open source because it's not secure also.
But we have to encrypt it. That is a fintech application. The same thing happened for the healthcare application. There is a Win application where in our office, there is a Win application we automated. So for healthcare, there is a HIPAA compliance we managed, right? So there is a HIPAA. So what we have to do, we have to encrypt the data. So mock the data first, decrypt it, and paste it.
Yeah, because we need to decrypt first.
Correct.
Because the data which is the live data.
Right.
First, then you need to create an encrypted one with the help of API, which is using JSON.
Correct.
But how to automate that with the help of AI? So
I will give you the code. I have a code.
Because it's the webhook API which you need to post that.
You can catch him offline and post this value discussion.
I have a code.
Let's go to the next question. You can catch him offline.
So, who's next? Don't hesitate, guys. Anything in your mind, you can ask anything. Yes, please.
So while working with
automation, when we ask Claude or any other model, it is going to generate thousands of test cases. I will consider hundreds, okay? So 100 test cases, it has been written with the perfect locators and assertion and all, right? So my question is like, what all are the best practices we can follow to go over this and just to make safe, and it should not fail the system over the CI. So what are the best practices we can follow?
Your question is how when you are using AI to generate automate,
Yes,
and how you want to control it.
Yes, because as a human, I cannot go through each and every use case and see like what exactly it has been captured. It is going to be a flood. It is going to write 100 files, and I cannot, because as a human, I can there can be mistake, right? So what are the best practices I can follow?
Okay. How you command the LLM or AI to generate those test cases?
Sorry?
Okay. How do you command the LLM to generate those test cases? You said the LLM is just showing the flood of test cases.
Yeah, so basically I'm giving one context, like this is a kind of, let's say, robot pattern I'm using or page object model I'm using, and this is, like manually I'm creating a one kind of pattern or what are the...
Basically you are doing the prompt.
So by using that I'm giving a Figma and all, like this all are my screens and this all are
That
the
is
component.
it.
I'm doing a
Yeah.
like open, like white box testing kind of thing, like where I'm having a source code with me. So it is going to generate like 5 to 10 test cases at a time. So I have to complete that, and after that I need to push that, and what happened like on a CI, it gets failed.
Okay, my question is more about what you are writing in your prompt.
Okay, I'm just giving, as I mentioned, I'm giving a context in which I'm giving a PRD. This all are my screens. I want to validate.
That is the input.
Yes.
That is the input. Other than input, you are writing something in plain English. What you are writing?
So I'm writing like I want to write a kind of functional test, not an integration test. It's specific on a functional test, and I want to cover this much validations.
Okay. If I ask you, I'm hungry, can you just give me some food? You will give me whatever food available with you. Right? Whatever is available with you, you give me all the food, right? I want to give this to Shailesh. He is just trying to get someone.
Let's say I have given you 10 foods, right? But now you just help me the best practices, which is going to speed.
That is what I'm going to do. I'm coming to the answer.
So how to identify like which food I should consume? So
Yes. So for that, I need to be very specific that, okay, which I want. Similarly, when you are writing your system prompt, you need to be more specific. The system prompt which Rishi mentioned, right? He has pretty much mentioned everything that this is what I want. This is I am giving to you, this is I want, right? And the guardrails coming into the picture. Right? You need to be more specific. Then only you can control. Otherwise, AI has so many things. It will give you everything. So the beauty is within the system prompt how you are writing that.
So
good way.
I got a question like we need to be more specific what exactly we want. I am done with that. So out of 100, like Claude picked up 10 test cases only. Okay, which is more relevant, which is more like whatever the requirement I have provided. But after that, when I'm pushing, I cannot push all the code at a one go, right? Because sometimes it is going to be crash system or some of the functions I have written. That is up to the mark because it is following the standards. But we need to define some criteria, right? Like it should follow some kind of linting rules or something like that. So if I want to integrate that with Claude or any other agent, is there any way I can do that?
Don't use it. Don't integrate.
Like why?
That is a security breach. It's a US company, right?
Yeah.
If there is a VPN or without VPN you are sharing all those things with the cloudy or anything. To be honest, if there is a healthcare company or fintech, don't share any data with any LLM. Please, I'm requesting you guys. We are talking about security testing. Don't share it. Don't share your all data. Your question is valid. Just what you have to do. Screen share a snapshot of your Jira, summary, QA description. Whether BA didn't provide each and every step, but manager told us to write an end-to-end test. It's fine. there is a prompt. E2E test cases provide us above image. And to be honest, I generated so many automation test cases according to that. This is the first answer. Second, don't share each and every data what you have validating from the production environment. To be honest, don't share it. Whatever LLM you are using it, but it bypass through Cloudy, Entropy, or ChatGPT. We don't have any as you are. And to be honest, I'm really concerned about security, what we are developing. We are the service industry, that is fine in India, but if you are developing something, don't share it.
Okay, and one follow-up question.
Thank you, Rahul. I guess Rishil is also so much excited to just get something on the answer that she's asked because it is related to him. So, yeah.
So, the important thing here is like your original question was like it has generated hundreds of test cases. Like okay, where do you want to upload? Like I did not get that part.
Uploading node, I need to say like pushing to the repo and executing that on daily CIC.
Okay, why do you, okay, like say, forget about AI agent. Do you execute the system test, end-to-end test on daily basis?
Yes.
How many test cases you have in your repo?
Yeah, so when it comes like API, we are having more, but end-to-end we are trying to keep integrated. Like one test case should cover maximum assertion, so we can have like 200 or 300 test cases.
Why can't, like how is it going to exhaust your system? If you execute 200 tests, a set of 200 test cases on daily basis, okay? Question one, what are you going to achieve? If there is a no change in the system from yesterday to today, you executed that yesterday, you are executing it today, there is no change in the system, then what is the purpose of doing this? That is question one. And second, executing 200 test cases, I am sure your system is that capable that it can sustain that much amount of, you are not generating the concurrency here, right? It's like sequential execution flow you are having. So,
it's a pattern. So basically here the concern is like 0-day release. Like let's say I want to release at today, like let's say I released yesterday and I want to release today as well. So that can help. So yes. I can do the regression. So that's the purpose.
Yes, but again, like you need to design that system. Yeah, you released yesterday, you changed something today morning, and you are planning to release it again today evening. What was that part that was changed in the system? That change, where it is affecting. You want to taste, okay, see, you are free.
For that, we are having CI tools which already identifies the code difference and it already identifies like what taste needs to be tasted. Like no, not 200 ideally, but let's say like 10 taste case needs to be tasted as this module has been updated.
Of course.
Yeah, so that's
what you are doing, right?
Yeah, that's already there.
And what is the question here?
So my question was like, what all are the best practices? Because sometimes I have seen like on a CI, like we have integrated multiple jobs for checking the linting, checking the patterns, checking the like source code quality and all, right? So that I want to avoid. So is there any agent or something like that I can create it locally, just to avoid it should not so rad on CI. It should basically fail on the local itself.
So, I was asking you those questions. So your answer is within your question itself, right? There isn't anything like best practice or any like ready-made agent available which will help you out. You need to, you know what is the input, what output you want, right? And that way you need to write your own system prompt. That way you need to instruct your agent that, okay, this is what I want. And gradually you will get the results. Maybe within the first system prompt you cannot because that's something comes with the practice.
So why I discuss this because I thought like all team are enhancing their way of working, right? So is there anything which you guys have integrated or you guys are, let's say, let me give an example. Let's say I have created one shell script which is let's say pre-push, okay, something like that. So before pushing the code to the origin, I need to do this kind of validation, like this all are the let's say unit cases which needs to be passed, otherwise I should not be able to push. So that kind of or any other thing which you guys are expert because you're having more knowledge on this. Yeah.
Instead of doing that through the shell script, you can design an agent that validates your code, validates those marks that you have documented. Okay, that agent is part of your CI pipeline. Okay, so that agent gets triggered. You have an orchestration in place, but again, the system, the solution that we are trying to discuss here, it requires lots of engineering. You need to have proper orchestration, you need to have proper agent roles defined. Okay, that is, everything is possible. But yeah, the solution will require heavy engineering. But yeah, eventually we all will be have to there one day. But yeah, good topic.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, more than that. Good.
Yeah, well, in addition to that, like the system from how the agent is doing, right? Whatever the problem you are keep facing, you need to ensure it is being incorporated, right? Millie mentioned the golden data set. We have the enough data set, but something new come from the production part. It is not there, then it is not a golden data set. So we need to incorporate. Same thing with how the test is being generated. Those needs to be taken care. So over the time, we have a good coverage and a good number of the problem has been sorted out before it goes on.
Sure. Right, next. 2 3 yeah.
So now AI can generate a lot of test cases, right? So it is becoming burden on reviewer, right? Who is a product SME. So everybody is like, here is my test case, it's ready in 10 minutes. And the reviewer now who is a product SME and knows the whole product infected area and anything, is finding that this kind stuff is missing, right? The stuff that is non-relevant. I mean, lot of junk is.
Why do you need a human product owner to review your test cases? Again, same way.
Right. So
you can design an AI product owner AI agent, which is heavy with this domain knowledge.
Exactly. So we need a review agent. You are right.
But again, the guardrails, the instructions you are going to put for the reviewer agent, if you can have those instructions for the creator agent, it will end up creating only relevant test cases.
So somebody somewhere needs to be say this is like stamping, right? Human stamping. This is all correct.
Both has to have the human input, right?
Yeah.
The code is being generated, it needs to be.
So right now it is a bigger problem. I mean, all the juniors are joining. We are providing training to them. They take times to like how to write test cases, understanding the system. Everybody AI can be there. But now there are more pressure on the seniors, right? They are producing a lot of test cases. The seniors also needs to be converted in smart agents.
I'll pass a very bold statement here. Nothing that we do cannot be done by an AI agent.
Right.
That's a very bold statement.
Right.
But yeah.
Very true.
Very true. Yeah. So identify. Okay, if you are doing certain things. Okay. So basically, how do you do? Like, so the difference between a human brain and an AI agent is only the consciousness. Only we can feel happiness, pain, anger. AI, LLM cannot feel it. Apart from this, there are many sectors, there are many areas where AI is much smarter than us. AI is more available than us. So I don't think there is any, like we just need to implement those best practices. There will be a day where we won't be the QA engineers or the dev engineers anymore. We will be the AI engineers managing the AI agents who will be doing the work for us. So that is the reality we are going towards. And see, if we are still getting stuck, then how can we have that human snapshot, the human, we don't need that.
That's true, but I know from where you are coming from. I mean, Vishal is 100% true on what it will be or what the industry is moving towards. But your pain is also good that I have 10 people in my team and they are using ChatGPT or anything, any other AI tool to generate the test case. Okay, what about the authenticity of the test case? What about the full coverage? And for that, I always used to tell my team members, some of them are sitting over here, that the day when you generate the test cases, you need to verify that, right? Start verify that. The day you have a confidence on your AI agent that it will give you some suggestion of a stock and you can buy that stock with that AI's suggestions. I can put 10,000 on that stock because my agent has told me. You need to take your agent to that level and then you should blindly start believing in that. Other than that, human in the loop is there. Whenever you are using AI, human in the loop is there. What we need to do, how we can decrease this day by day, right? So we need to start from there and reach to what he mentioned. There is another agent. There is a PM agent or PO agent, right? Product manager agent, which is taking that thing, or a business agent, which is taking your various cases, right? So you need to reach to that, but it's gradually you need to stay the ladders.
And right now to control that, what we have done, we have provided business contacts. We are using Augment to generate everything. So additionally to reduce the hallucination and general case cases, we are providing business contacts in rule files and rule engines. So where we are getting fine-tuned case cases. So those seniors' knowledge, those are in the business rules now, and it is acting as a user.
Right, I mean, whenever you are, getting this dump of data, right, hallucinated or anything, before giving it to the AI system, just ask this question, whether my AI knows the same thing about the system or product which I know.
Yeah.
Then you will get a better result, right? Otherwise, it will keep hallucinating, keep assuming, right? Just make sure that your AI agent, AI LLM has enough context about your application, right? If it's not a secret codes, it has access to the right set of codes, right? And I know there is a security aspect and everything, but yes, if your AI agent knows the same thing which you know, yeah, clearly you get the better results.
Let's move to the next question. I got 2-3 answers. Okay. Many answers. Yeah. Rajput, right?
Hello. Yeah, so my question is more for Milind actually, but many of you can answer. Yeah, so it's on the context of event testing and like when to apply the event testing. Like if I am using Opus 1.6, I am applying any random prompt, it gives the response. Why should we test the response? It's been already tested by the Anthropic team, right? So is it only for the LLM which we implement or any LLM models?
Very interesting thing, right? When you said that where to put this evaluation. I mean, you are using external systems. Definitely they have their set of UIs out there. But is there a testing to the same data set which you have tested with? Let's say you are integrated LLM in any of the systems, but still you need to perform the evaluation because the use case you have in your mind and the tester sitting there in their mind would be different, right? So I would say yes, you need to evaluate whenever you are integrating any LLM to any systems, it needs to be thoroughly tested by right data set, golden data set, the context which you are giving and the application which this context be used for, right? It is very much needed, otherwise the LLMs are being trained on, as I mentioned, billions of data, different industries, different softwares, different regions. But where are you using it? That's the key point. And is it giving you a right answers, right context to what your use case is for? So that's why, yes, you need to test it and you have to make sure whether it's right fit for you or not.
And it's not like we are building our own LLM. We are just we are not building our own LLM. We are just using its capability. Right? Like go there, like understand how LLM works behind the scene. You will get most of your questions answered.
Let's go to the next question. We need to wrap up in 15 minutes, so we'll quickly answer everything. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Jyoti and I'm working at IBM as Senior Web Manager. So yeah, I have heard about AI and we are heavily using that in terms of automation, and we have seen the velocity has been increased in terms of automation. We have agents for the review as well. question is like if a new feature is there where the requirement is still is in analysis phase and like for the, I can say that we have a product which is like one more core product which is having more than 18 products. So sometimes one of the PU is not aware with the what will be the impact on the other products. So in that case, like in your cases, like what is, like if we talk about the velocity in terms of test case generation of the new feature, like how it is useful and how it is helping you guys. Because in our case, we have seen it is not yet at the maturity level that we are taking the generation of the test cases at the early stage. So we have to do that activity manually only at this point of time. But yeah, because the documentation is not yet ready for the same, so I just wanted to know like how others are operating in this kind of problem. Is it taking the same traditional time or it is helping a lot? Like that's what my question is.
So AI is only as good as the training data is, right? Like, so if you give it the crap data, it will result in crap out. So you need to work on the data and you have to ask your BA to write user stories that are meaningful. Otherwise, it will not give the results that you are looking for. So it's not just that we say that AI will do everything for us. We have to do something for the AI as well. So that is one aspect that you would need to take care of. And obviously then write the orchestration service to create the stories from your Jira or your ClickUp, whatever you're using, and get that data to the LLM to work well.
Like most of the time we can hire better PAs.
Yeah, I think so because the things have to be sorted out at the first year and then it should become.
Or teacher PA to use Chinese AI
Okay, I'll just share what we are mining, right? So we have two types of team. We have legacy team working on those legacy products since long, and they are agent. So we started creating the pizza team. Pizza team is a 2 people, 3 people team. Instead of 8 or 9 people scrum team, now there are 3 people scrum team. Everybody is creating the agent, and this agent is working on that, right? So in that scenario, there is a like PM agent or PA agent, there is a developer agent, and there is a QA agent. And everybody are interacting with each other. So if we reach to that level, the problem that you narrate, that will be solved, which pretty much we are doing it. Yeah. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah. So I have a question is different models have different costing and all. So what is how can we optimize the cost so that because if I keep using Opus everywhere, the company with the bills will go shooting high. So how can I get to the best optimization of the models? If there's any way so we can get auto models or for best use case, which model can we use that? How to do that?
One example that I give you. So the test cases, most of the time we are discussing the test case generation and all. So before a couple of years back, like in my mind, if it's possible to create automation, like I need to create one application where we just need to, use a context, upload your image, and click on the submit button. All the high priority test cases will generate. So it's still in the pipeline, and the outcome for a question. So we consumed around 2 million of tokens, so many, and we used different LLMs in our company. So the moral of the story depends how you consume it, what are the contexts, what are the test data, what are the mock data, how your image is. Those are the depends, and it depends on the tokens. When you click on the submit, it's charged. So before that, create your own cloud or data in your company, and then after start the submit. This is how the story.
And do some offline activity like what we are doing, right? The listening we need a very minimal listening, then we don't need to do 5.1, we can do it 4.0 in each activity. So based on our scenario, we can pick up the right model and which is having a minimal price, right? And if we are on the other side also possible, we want to do very big task and asking 4.0 mini, we will not get enough result. So something we need to do offline, but there is no silver bullet for like we say this, you do this. we need to explore sometime, it will go in one go, but upon certain exam, we will have a best model and optimize it, cost optimize it.
Thanks, Amit. We'll take a last question. After that, we'll have some other things to carry forward. And we all will be here, right? So you guys can just come to us. We'll discuss everything. We all will be here till the time you guys will be. Don't worry about that, right? So that is what from my commitment without asking them. So we'll have last question. I know that you raised your hand since long, and then we'll wrap up because we need to also a few things.
Thank you. So my question.
I guess she's asking.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So my question is like, if we are thinking to integrate the agent to create the automation test cases, right? So in framework, we are seeing the demo of Rashid that we are creating the JSON files as a response that we are giving the prompts to the agent, and in return it will create some JSON files. So agent itself has a multiple files to create to learn itself as well as we have our automation test cases files as well. So at the last, maybe the heavy memory will be used, or it will impact on the local execution as well. So what to do for overcome on that issue?
What I understood from your question is, I'm using AI to generate my automation test cases, and that case test
Files
case
will
when
increase.
it will keep increase the files. So when we execute that, it will take some time to execution.
Exactly, the execution time will be impact. So
Okay.
how?
So when you are using AI, you will be using, let's say, using Playwright, you are using Playwright MCP, everything will be taken care by AI. Right? So why there is a question of the memory?
Okay, so let's not get confused between these two terms, autonomous exploration and automation testing using AI. These two are different terms. What I have presented is the autonomous exploration. It is like there to replace how we manually test or automate. But we are not there yet. We still have the manual tests, we still have the automation tests. We write the automation test using AI in the format either Playwright understands or Selenium understands. Right? We keep on doing that. But when you are, as Sailesh mentioned, like if you are using Playwright MCP server, like it has the capability to render everything, feed only the required data to LLM and the memory management. So I don't think that should be a problem.
One key problem or challenge that we all are having is, when we are using AI, we are thinking AI will do the same job which I am doing. No. What is your end goal? You need to get your system tested. Now, we human has certain challenges in terms of times, capacity, our thinking, which LLM is way better than us. So that is what I use the word mindset shifting, right? So I have a framework and I use the same framework to generate the test cases from AI. You will not get that great results. Instead of that, you need to make your framework in a way that AI will get the optimum result from AI. That is what he said then. Why we are not thinking of the autonomous execution instead of generating the test case and executing in my automation. So start moving to that particular thing. Right? We were like shift left, now it's about the shift to AI.
So like test cases, the term test cases came into the existence because we humans needed something to understand better, to understand the application better way. AI doesn't need the test cases to understand the application, right? It can understand, it can explore, it can execute on its own. So like these are like, we need to let go some traditional methodologies of SDLC and SDLC if we really want to move to the truly AI agentic system. Yeah, I guess we can take the last question from him.
Yeah, my question is that we all have been discussing
have testers, pure automation testers in the market using AI agents for making AI agents, and in the future, how it will be defined for QA testers. So, more like who will be like more like AI evaluators, because there is that if we give a small prompt or design prompt, so there will be a response from the AI that will be used for that. So it will be like there is a cognitive overload on the human mind when we review of the things that AI is giving. So now the prior questions was like how can we define actually only useful and meaningful things from the AI response. So next is like coming into the market is that AI evaluators will be there. That's what. So what my question is that what will be the futures? There will be human, always there will. But what skills do we need for that?
I'm not sure. I'm just trying to dilute the question. The question is more about, okay, currently we have this many things in AI. What will be there in the future? What are the skills that we as a QA need to adapt, right? Okay, Dennis.
I think the application will be also intelligent, right? Application will be also intelligent. It won't be the traditional, the way we are like filling up the form, static data flowing. So it is also evolving. So we need a dynamic basis. So that's where the thing will come. And as mentioned, 200 cases are there. Day zero day deployment. We just did yesterday, today we just touched the one module. I got 10 modules. So I don't need to test everything. So that's where the intelligence will come. I will test only what is changed, test only which is scaling for last some release. So those kind of intelligence will come. It won't be the way we are doing statically so far. It will keep evolving.
I think you have two questions. What are the evaluations? So, when I visited, there is one conference which I have attended in 2024. AngentiX AI just started at that time. Automation days 2022 22 or 23 in Rotterdam, in Europe, and that conference I attended. At that time, I don't know the company name. The same question, one of the person who asked it, what are the future of QA? Where are we? Where are automation QA? So he just dropped it. QA, robot QA, manual QA, and what are the years? So we replaced definitely, not drastically we replaced. We require the prompt engineers for sure. So for information for all QA and automation engineers, just to start doing research on the prompt engineering and prompt QA. This is a future. And last year I visited USA as well, and Automation Star conference I attended, and I think you know the VBM, Civilian, right? So he's a close friend of mine, and to be honest, once VBM will come into the market, it will boom it. So try to learn prompt engineering and forget about it. We are here, QA designation, we are here, whether it comes with the SDG or something else. This is my opinion. So don't worry.
So quickly, I can elaborate that. I think going with the AI, QAs will be evolved, not replaced. Right? Since the AI agents, system will be more intelligent, now we will require more thorough testing towards it to make sure that it is in the right way, it is having the right way. So, the first question, I think he already explained very well, but dropping onto it, keep upgrading since, we started from the manual code with the automation, now it's time to the AI. So, of course, the prompt engineering, prompt QA, there are techniques out there to test the AI systems, get yourself trained with that. First understand how AI works, then only you will be able to test that how AI application tests, right? So get yourself hands into the AI deeper, within, without the AI previously. Use techniques, prompt injections, radar techniques. You go any big giant AI giant, right? They will have the AI QA, right? there are Red Hat teams trying to do the security because of the AI. So yes, it's just that you need to upskill yourself and get into the AI, right? QS will not do this.
Thank you, William. Thanks, everyone. So we have some momentum distribution for speakers and all. I'll Jen, yeah, please go ahead. And after that, we have some refreshment for all of you. If you want, you can attend the panel or refreshment and offline networking, right? Whatever you guys find it. Thank you.
From your sides. But before we close the meetup, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to our speakers for sharing their valuable knowledge and insights with the QA community today. As a small token of appreciation from AngentiX, we would like to present the certificates and momentum. For presenting, I would like to call our HR manager, Ayushi Soni, to present the momentum to the speakers. Nimish Prajapati. The second one is Nishil. The third one is Milan. Thank you so much, Aisha, and thank you. So I would like to call our Chief Innovation Officer from our AngentiX, Mr. Sandeep Bhatt, to present the momentum to the panelists and please share a few words with us and the event. Mr. Vinod Prajapati. He's the Principal Consultant at AngentiX. Mr. Abhishek Oja, Director QA at AngentiX. Mr. Rahul Sharma, the founder of Perfect QA. And he's from Mr. Shailesh Goyal, the head of automation engineer in the product squads. And the last but not the least, Dhwani, just a token for appreciation from AngentiX. So thank you so much to all of you, and I would like to share a few words.
Hello everyone. So first of all, I want to thank the whole CSQA team, Shailesh, Rishil, Vani, and all behind the scene, people who arranged this meetup. So it's a wonderful event, and I want to thank every one of you, on Saturday coming so early and attending this meetup with full energy and participation. So thank you everyone. Thank you all the AngentiX team, volunteers who kind of are behind to arrange all this meetup at AngentiX, and I think we'll host such meetups. So we'll work with Shailesh. So we are open to do similar meetups again and again. Shailesh, Rishil, they were part of us for long. So I'm sure we'll have good meetups. And the topic, I love the topic today. Everyone is talking about AI, right? And reliable the software that you build using AI will be, right? So how you can test it, right? How you can believe that whatever is developed is correct, right? So it's very this whole AI is changing the whole software engineering. It's a big evolution because if I talk about in a simple word, right? Earlier, for example, if you look at the example of a carpenter, right? So earlier the software engineering, right? We used to build tools. So we used to build hammers, for example, right? So for QA, right? For testing hammer, it was very specific, right? For whether hammer can beat the nail on wood or on metal, or those are the cases that we used to test in part of our quality assurance, right? But now what we are doing is we are creating carpenter itself, right? The digital worker, right? The agent is nothing but a digital worker. So you are not testing the specific application, right? You are testing the behavior, right? And behavior will be subjective, right? So the role of QA will be evolve. I mean, a lot of questions were asked, so it is going to evolve, and a lot of new things will come in, because most important question everybody is asking, if I have an agent, whether it's doing the right thing or not. And it's like you are not having a fixed set of test cases. Here you are testing behavior. So even to test the behavior, you also need to there are subjective things, right? So this whole area is going to evolve like anything. We will have both the things, because we are still going to develop tools. We are also going to develop digital workers, right, or agents. So I think this topic was amazing, and a lot of insights from all three speakers like Rishil, Himesh and Milind. So I love the topics, and want to thank everyone for coming here and attending this meetup, sharing your perspective. Thank you everyone.
Everyone, as we are at the end, okay, so it was really amazing to meet up today, so many people came here. I would like to first thanks to all the participants for engaging us. Special thanks to Shailesh from CSQA who provided this platform to all of us, and thanks also they arranged this meetup. Please feel free to stay, okay, back for a few minutes, continue working with us over here. We have also arranged snacks outside, okay, so while having snacks, continue with conversation, meet other people, talk to other people, okay, and that's build in connections for you. Yeah. Once again, thank you.
Hello. Before we wrap up, I really would like to thank everyone at AngentiX who was part of this. I know many people were not here, but they are in the background, and they have done really good efforts since last 1 week. I know that there was so many hiccups and all, and I'm always giving hard time to people when this thing, that thing and all. But thanks to Nimesh, Ankit, Priyank, and everyone, right? And thanks to Sam for giving us this opportunity. Alright, and thanks a lot to our hero Kinjal for continuous live streaming, and also thanks everyone. I guess 80 or 100 people joined online. That is a big success. For us, it's offline plus online event. Generally that doesn't get succeed, but like 80 people throughout this 2-3 hours be online and all. So all thanks to Kinjal for that. Thank you everyone. We'll keep meeting. And one more time reminding the 18th April, right, next event with this. Yeah, some good snacks and refreshment is here. Please have it.